Moments away from kickoff, and before we get it going, let's send it down to the third member of our team, A.J. Ross. A.J.
Hey there, guys. The noise here inside Bank of America Stadium doesn't even begin to compare to the incessant commotion that has followed this Jacksonville team from the very start of the season. When you think about all the uncertainty with Jalen Ramsey to Minshew mania, they have been through it all, and Coach Doug Marrone says he's really proud of this team's resiliency and their ability to just focus on success on the field.
All right, AJ, thank you very much. Crazy stat here. Carolina, led by Ron Rivera, has now lost the coin toss in all 5 of their games this season. The Chargers are the only other team yet to win a coin toss. So Jacksonville won the toss. They have elected to defer. Carolina gets the football first with Ray McCloud back deep to receive the kick. Logan Cook boots it away, and we're underway. Week 5 of the NFL on CBS. McCloud from his own 1-yard line. McCloud runs into a wall at the 21. Out comes Kyle Allen, the Carolina quarterback who's taken over for Cam Newton, who's still out with a foot injury. Allen yet to lose in his career. He is 3-0. He's also yet to throw an interception. This is his first home start, James.
You know, the thing about playing at home, you have a nice quiet arena. Everybody can hear the signal calls. You can make audibles. But in these first 15 plays that he's gone over with Norv Turner, his offensive coordinator, he should really be on if he's going to have a good day today.
On first down, they pitch it to Curtis Samuel, trying to get around the left side, and he does. Big pickup for Samuel to start the day. Shoved out of bounds by Miles Jack before a gain of 16.
All eyes on Christian McCaffrey. When he goes to the right, you expect the ball to be going in that direction. It's going the other direction, so nice misdirection right off the bat by the Carolina Panthers.
Third carry of the season for the third-year wide receiver from Ohio State. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last season. First and 10 at the 37-yard line with Allen in the shotgun. And he fires to DJ Moore. He did hold on. It looked like that ball actually hit the turf. They're saying it was a catch. There is a flag down. Our referee today is Alex Kemp. Carolina tied for the fewest penalties in the NFL this season.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 44, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Meanwhile, Jacksonville's 6th most penalties in the NFL, and a 15-yarder on Miles Jack, who commits a face mask penalty for the 2nd consecutive week.
And you start the drive with a reverse. Last week, the Denver Broncos started with a bootleg. So what you're trying to do against this Jacksonville team is a lot of team speed, get them running in one direction, take it going the other direction. Miles Jack gave them an extra 15 off of a play that they had made a good stop on.
And the penalty moves Carolina into Jacksonville territory. First handoff today for Christian McCaffrey across the 45 and all the way up to the 40-yard line. Josh Allen makes the tackle. Now up front for Carolina, they've got some movement. Dennis Daly is starting at left tackle, his first NFL start. He's only played 3 plays so far this season. Trey Turner is out with an ankle injury. Greg Little is out. He's in concussion protocol, so Darrell Williams will start at right guard. Gain of 7 for McCaffrey, and it's 2nd down and 3. Here is Samuel again, and he's got a Carolina first down. James, you coached with Norv Turner with the Chargers for a number of years, and I'm guessing this first 15 is not a surprise to you. A lot of variety for Norv Turner.
Yes, and he's going to formation you. He's going to do a lot of different things. And what he's also doing is he's getting these wide receivers who maybe have not caught as many passes as what they would have liked, getting them to touch the ball early so that when you have to go to them in the 3rd, 4th quarter, they're ready to contribute.
First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Allen steps up. He lost the football again. He's able to recover. That is the 6th fumble of the season for Kyle Allen. A flag is down in the secondary. And the fumbles continue to be a problem for the first-year quarterback.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 37. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But penalties continue to be a problem for Doug Marrone. This one on Trey Herndon.
They certainly do. You get a little shake at the line of scrimmage. Those hands, you're trying to aim right at the number. Sometimes they slide up, get around the neck area. If you're a defensive back, you've got to be really, really patient when that guy's in front of you, just shaking, getting ready to go past you.
This is a Carolina team that has turned the ball over on their opening drive every single game this season. The only team in the NFL. Trying to avoid that fate here today. An impressive opening drive continues with Reggie Bonifant on the carry. So rare to call a handoff to someone other than Christian McCaffrey. That's just the 3rd rush this season for Bonifant.
Like you said earlier, Norv Turner is giving Jacksonville a lot to look at in this first drive. Now, Carolina's lucky they escaped their quarterback putting the ball on the ground again for Kyle Allen. He knows now that they're going to try and punch it out every time they get close to him, so he's really going to have to secure the football.
Jarius Wright goes in motion. On 2nd and 5, Allen throws the slant. Another Carolina first down. It's DJ Moore reeling it in.
When we talked to Ron Rivera and when I talked to Norv Turner at practice, the one thing that they both said, Kyle Allen throws a very catchable pass. And what that means, it's not coming out 95, 100 miles an hour. He's throwing an off-speed pitch that if you anticipate it, yeah, you'd be able to knock it out of the park. But these receivers can catch it, they can adjust to it, and he's really, really accurate so far.
In the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Allen has time over the middle and completes it at the 16 to the fullback, Alex Arma. Ronnie Harrison on the tackle for the Jaguars. Harrison had the big interception a week ago in Denver, late 2nd quarter, that really swung the momentum of that game, and then Jacksonville erased a 17-3 deficit to come back and beat the Broncos.
Get a couple of substitutions for Jacksonville. This drive, you've been on the field a long time for an opening drive when you expected, hey, let's get out there and go 3 and out. They're still out on the field 5 minutes later.
7th play of the drive. Allen looking for McCaffrey. He's got him. McCaffrey, great move at the 10. McCaffrey at the 5, trying to muscle his way closer to the end zone, and they finally shove him out of bounds. And the fans here in Charlotte love the effort of Christian McCaffrey.
That move that Christian McCaffrey makes on the boundary, 9 out of 10 running backs, yeah, I'd go out of bounds right there, but nope, whoop, stops, starts, and gets going. And then you can see, I'm a physical guy. Yeah, I can make you miss, but I'm going to put my head and shoulders down and try and get every yard I can out of you.
That was Quincy Williams who got juked by McCaffrey, and now 1st and goal from the 5. Give to McCaffrey. Trying to get around the right side. He does. McCaffrey leaps. End zone. Oh, touchdown. Up and in. What a play by Christian McCaffrey.
Great play design by Norv Turner. If we take a look at the all-22 later, you see he spreads them out. You don't have to block everybody. You just have to remove them. And then at the last minute, where's Superman? Cam Newton? No, he's not here. Christian McCaffrey is, though.
He leaps over Trey Herndon. And that's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point by Joey Sly is good. So after 4 straight games with a turnover on their opening drive, today a different story for McCaffrey in Carolina. Carolina did not face a 3rd down on that opening drive. They go 8 plays, 78 yards, capped off by the touchdown run by McCaffrey. And on that drive, Kyle Allen was 4 for 4. First time this season Carolina has scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Penalties continue to be a problem for the Jaguars. 2 on that drive for 20 yards. And now Joey Sly, who leads the NFL in touchback percentage. Only one kickoff this year has not been a touchback. He's 19 out of 20. And here's another one for Sly. Let's go back to the touchdown, James.
Great job by Norv Turner. You cut the defense in half. You put 6 guys on this side of the field. You put 5 on the other, and you run to where the 5 are. So that's simple math and great execution. And then at the end, this is just great physical play, being able to do something that a lot of people can't do. I can't do a somersault even off a trampoline.
Wow, I gave you some time to say a Stanford athlete has to be able to do that. You didn't take
I was
the bait.
hoping that you would chime in.
Gardner Minshew on first down connects with DJ Chark for a Jacksonville first, and he's still going down the sideline. DJ Chark, as Doug Marrone telling us yesterday, has really stepped up for us. So is this man, Gardner Minshew. 69% completion percentage. That's 6th best in the NFL. That first down play covers 20 yards, and quickly the Jaguars out to their own 45-yard line.
And they're trying to spread out Carolina a little bit with the 3 wide receiver set.
Minshew hands off to Leonard Fournette, and Fournette gets 2 yards up the middle. Now Doug Marrone telling us that he will continue to rotate at right guard. A.J. Cann gets the start, but you'll see a lot of Will Richardson. And James, we spent some time with DJ Chark last night in our production meeting. What are your thoughts on the second-year man out of LSU?
I was impressed because what he did during the offseason, he went out and found a receiver coach, even though he has a great coach in-house, to get little tips, some things that maybe he wasn't hearing every day, or maybe he had been hearing and now he believed them from somebody else. So he's really improved in year 2.
Minshew, and he connects with D.D. Westbrook into Carolina territory. Dragged down by Eric Reed, but another Jacksonville first down. You know, James, just to follow up on our conversation with DJ Chark, he said one of the things he noticed on film was he was dropping his hands.
Exactly.
What does that mean from a wide receiver perspective?
You drop your hands and you're telling the defensive back, I'm about to change direction. It's a stop signal, basically. I'm about to stop. But you would want to do it on a stop and go route where you kind of bait that guy into jumping on your route. So maybe he has that, but that's kind of next level stuff. I didn't give him that. He has to pay me for that.
First down and 10. A play fake to Fournette. Minshew looking deep for Chark. He's got him! Touchdown! DJ Chark! What an answer by Minshew and the Jags. He didn't drop his hands that time, James.
That was fantastic. But remember this, Andrew, in real game time, sure, Nick Foles was the quarterback in waiting all off season long, but in real game reps, it's been about Gardner Minshew, and you've seen this connection between he and DJ Chark, who's just fantastic. And that ball just right over the outstretched arms of Ross Cockrell.
Cockrell starting again today for the injured Dante Jackson, missing his 2nd straight game with a groin injury. Here is Lambeau for the extra point. Minshew 3 for 3 for 72 yards, and the Jags answer. We're tied at 7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. Switch today. Farmers Insurance. Find an agent at farmers.com. And by Honda. Great deals are waiting at your Honda dealer.
A look at nearby 98-acre Freedom Park here in Charlotte. And a look at the man with the mustache, the bandana, and oh, by the way, he can throw the football. 3 for 3, 72 yards on that opening drive. Capped off by the touchdown pass to DJ Chark, his 4th of the year. So Logan Cook did the first kickoff for Jacksonville. Now Josh Lambo does this kickoff, and it's a touchback for Lambo. Well, how about the Christian McCaffrey touchdown with our 360 camera, James Lofton?
Watch this play right here. Going up and over. You just don't see that very often. The defensive backs end up colliding into each other.
That's amazing.
And to hang in the air that long is really impressive.
So the Panthers offense back to work. A Carolina team that has lost 5 consecutive games at home, dating back to week 9 of last year against Tampa Bay.
Ready! 44! Let's go. Hurry. So at 80.
Fox is loaded up with run stoppers.
It's a play fake. Allen on the run, connects with Curtis Samuel, and he's shoved out of bounds by Ronnie Harrison.
When you talk to the defensive staffs and personnel on both teams, it was all about, we got to stop the tailback. We got to stop the tailback, which has given these young quarterbacks open throwing lanes to start the game. A little fake to the running back on either side, whether it's Christian McCaffrey or Leonard Fournette, and they've had open receivers, and both quarterbacks are perfect so far in throwing the ball.
And both are in the top 4 in passer rating in play action this year. And they can thank their running backs for that. McCaffrey able to find some holes, and looks like he has just enough for a first down.
A little up-tempo here at the line of scrimmage for the Carolina Panthers. So that first 15 included this play in the walkthroughs.
1st and 10 from the 36. Allen trying to set up the screen. It's not there, and he wisely throws it down. Good job in coverage by Jacksonville.
Yeah, the center of attention, Christian McCaffrey. You try a run fake to him, and then you try the jet sweep bubble pass fake. You try the ghost sweep behind. So you get all that motion going to the left, saying, okay, guys, we're going left, we're going left. Well, Christian went right, and the Jaguars said, that's the guy you're throwing it to.
First incompletion today for Kyle Allen. 6:31 to go, opening quarter, and we're tied at 7. Blitz coming, Allen, and he overthrows his intended target. That's because DJ Hayden was coming off the edge in a hurry.
Remember that movie where the main character says, I got a unique set of skills? DJ Hayden has that. He's a great slot corner, but maybe one of the best blitzing slot corners, because you've got to be really coy about it so that the protection never slides to you. He comes unblocked because nobody was able to anticipate that he was coming. So a smart, heady player in there at the slot position for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
First time either team has faced a 3rd down, and the pass goes off the hands of DJ Moore. So the Jacksonville defense is able to force Kyle Allen off the field.
Either he got in there too quickly, or the quarterback threw the ball behind him. Most quarterbacks will say it was my fault. That wide receiver doesn't want to get in there so quickly that you close that hole up as you're approaching the next defender, but that was a pass that Kyle Allen knows he should have been able to complete.
D.D. Westbrook back deep. DJ Chark is there as well, as Michael Pilardi gets set to kick it away for the first time today.
Talk to Westbrook. He's waiting for them to kick one down the middle to him.
Oh, here's his chance, James. Westbrook at the 20. And out of bounds across the 25-yard line. 54-yard punt, a return of 15 for Westbrook. CBS. Drive number 2 for Jacksonville. They'll start this one at their own 25-yard line. We're tied at 7. Movement up front. Gerald McCoy jumped across, but did someone on Jacksonville move first?
Watch the football.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's on Gerald McCoy in his first year with Carolina after being let go by Tampa Bay.
You know, he saw that tight end lined up at the fullback position. He said, this run is coming at me, because they love to run to the left side. He's lined up over Cam Robinson. He's thinking, I got to get the jump on him. I'm going to get in the backfield. I'm going to stop Leonard Fournette. Ball wasn't snapped, though.
Lady, what's up?
Leonard Fournette following the blocks of Andrew Norwell, but Fournette is tripped up. Ross Cockrell on the tackle as we go back to that opening drive for the Jags. James.
We talked about Norv Turner and his starting 15. Well, how about John DiFilippo? A rollout, one from the pocket, and then a little bit of play action to spice it up and get the touchdown to DJ Sharp.
Norwell, the former Carolina Panther, 61 games with Carolina. He was first team All-Pro in 2017, now in his second year with Jacksonville. Only took a minute 56 for the Jaguars to score on their last drive. Minshew incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy over the middle, and it's third down.
Well, Eric Reed really had that covered. He didn't respect O'Shaughnessy's speed. He can't run past him. Reed just planted himself. Tight end turned around. He's right there on his back, reaching through. The officials don't deem it as being pass interference. That's just good, tight pass coverage by Eric Reed.
Reed was questionable with an ankle injury. Was limited during practice on Friday. Third down and 4 for the Jaguars. Minshew in trouble, and he just gets rid of it with pressure coming. It was Gerald McCoy applying the pressure.
Maybe that step that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thought that he lost, he's found. Yeah, this is good pressure. Just coming around the inside, lined up over the guard. And I think that Gardner Minshew picked the wrong side because it's zone coverage, and you really do have to pick the right side or the left side. There are more open guys on the left than there were for his right side.
Jaguars continue to struggle on third downs in the first half. They were 0 for 7 last week, and now for the season they are 4 for 25 on their third down plays in the opening half. Flag is down on the punt by Cook. McLeod from his own 14. And he's not able to get away from Josh Robinson. But the flag is back at the line of scrimmage.
And I was looking right down at it. I don't think that their tackle position was lined up on the line of scrimmage. And I think that flag is going to hurt this great punt and punt coverage that the Jacksonville Jaguars just had. That's one of those pet peeves by the coaches. You get up on the line of scrimmage, don't try and back off to get that guy coming around the edge.
Joe DeCamillis, the Jacksonville special teams coordinator.
Illegal formation, kicking team. Number 48 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, repeat fourth down.
Good call, James. That's on Leon Jacobs, and Carolina wisely will make him punt it again because that was a 55-yard punt and a loss of 3 on the return.
Right here, end man on the line. He is back. He's lined up like a big left tackle. Your helmet has to break the waist of the center, so you've got to be up on that line of scrimmage. But you can see he's worried about these 3 guys coming in, and that's kind of a rookie mistake. And the reason I'm able to pick it up, when I coach my wide receivers, I was only in charge of 2 things: get lined up and break the huddle. That's all I had to do.
Wow. And now you're with me. You couldn't do those 2 things.
No, I couldn't. Not very well.
So they'll make him punt it again. It's 4th and 9. And now McLeod awaiting the punt at his own 25-yard line. Another good punt by Logan Cook. Fair catch called for by McLeod at the 15. So Logan Cook boots a 60-yarder. And Kyle Allen coming out when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Modelo, a taste that's pure gold, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
This past Tuesday, Jaguars offensive lineman Will Richardson met with more than 100 elementary school students to discuss pedestrian safety and the health benefits of walking. Kyle Allen started 5 out of 5. Since then, he's thrown 3 consecutive incompletions. He'll hand it off on this first drive, and Yannick Ngakoue throws down Christian McCaffrey. Been a quiet start to the season for Ngakoue, but he made his presence felt on that play.
When you have young men who are great pass rushers, one of the things that you teach them is to against the run is to get to the quarterback, but if the run shows up, stop the run. And that's what Ngakoue does. He's able to get around the left tackle and still have his vision on the running back.
Still looking for his first sack of the season. That pass is incomplete, intended for Greg Olsen, and now it's 3rd down and long.
Once again, DJ Hayden coming off the slot, gets his hands on the ball, gets a little tip on it, and glances right off the knee pads of Greg Olsen.
DJ Hayden walked into the Jacksonville facility yesterday morning and said, "My foot is sore." He was added to the injury report, but thankfully for the Jaguars, he's okay, and he's already played a big factor in this opening quarter.
There's Ngakoue standing up in the middle.
3rd down and 11. Allen throws on the run and completes it to DJ Moore, but he is short of the 1st down marker.
Just enough pressure to throw the timing off. Your quarterback has to scramble out of the pocket, and once he scrambles, you reduce the field. You can't work with the other half field. You get about 1/3 of the field left. Great coverage on the back end by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They needed 12 yards. They get 10 on the completion, so Michael Pilardi is out again to punt it away.
You better get this ball near the boundary so that D.G. Westbrook doesn't have a great chance to return it.
Pilardi to Westbrook at his own 26. Westbrook hit hard at the 30-yard line. Colin Jones making the special teams play, and a late flag has come in. 53-yard punt for Pilardi. And we await the call from Alex Kemp.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 42. 10-yard penalty. 1st down, Jacksonville.
It's on the rookie safety, Andrew Wingard. So another penalty on Doug Marrone and the Jaguars. And James, Doug Marrone, got to give him some credit. A.J. Ross alluded to this right before kickoff, but there's a lot that's been going on in that Jacksonville building, specifically around Jalen Ramsey. He's not here with the team today because of the back injury, and I think in a situation like this, we probably don't know the half of what's really happening in that building, but from what we can tell, Marrone has done a great job of keeping this team together.
Well, during the offseason, when you have a player who's holding out or isn't in training camp, you hear coach speak. We're only going to work with the guys who are here. And that's about all you can do, and Doug Marrone has really focused his team on that aspect of playing.
1st down up the middle, ball comes out. Carolina indicating they have it. Eric Reed has secured the ball, and it's Carolina football.
It looked like he was trying to give the ball to the fullback, or the tight end playing fullback, Seth DeVal, and he runs into it, and it's just so fast. I don't know if he's trying to pull it back out and then give it to Leonard Fournette, or if this is just a fullback dive, but it doesn't seem like DeVal is ready for the football as he's coming in.
Or maybe Minshew just didn't get it far enough away to hand it to Fournette.
But it's such a close mesh. It almost looks like he's trying to handle the ball, because you wouldn't be that close. You wouldn't open up under the center knowing that the fullback is there. With that open of a stance, you'd be a little bit tighter to the eye.
First turnover by Jacksonville since the 4th quarter of their Week 2 game at Houston. And now great field position for the Panthers. Hand it off to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey across the 20. Time for our first NFL Today update back in New York. Here's JB and Boomer Esiason.
Quarterback heard the griping. Well, squeaky wheel theory, that's what I call this. Kirk Cousins to Adam Thielen. They take a 10-0 lead over the Giants. Cousins thus far 10 of 11, 134 yards, and that TD.
James Lofton never griped, did he?
No, never.
All right, back to Andrew Catalan.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, he can gripe. I'll tell you guys, that's for sure. I know what Thielen had to say about Kirk Cousins in the passing offense. As Allen completes it to Wright, trying to get him in space, and he just cannot break away from Ronnie Harrison. But enough for a 1st down for Carolina.
You spread everything out, you give the fake, Christian going one way, a little bit of pump, and then the offensive linemen kind of get in the mix, and just enough of little blocks to pick up the first down and a safe pass behind the line of scrimmage. Because when you go up against a zone team, it's hard to get in those zones once you get down into the red zone area.
Lefty line!
So the zone look with those safeties in the back end there.
Flag is down. This one is blown dead.
Ball start, offense, number 10, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Right now, Ron Rivera is peering down at the wide receiver coach going, you got 3 jobs. Get them lined up, get them out the huddle, and don't false start.
So you only had 2 jobs when
Yeah.
you were a receiver coach, but now in today's age, they've got 3.
It's so much more advanced now.
Seth DeValve sitting on the Jacksonville bench.
But what it looks like, they've gone to man-to-man coverage with this linebacker out here over Greg Olsen. To me, that signals man-to-man.
McCaffrey lined up in the slot as a wide receiver, empty backfield next to Allen on 1st and 15. And he finds McCaffrey at the 10. McCaffrey takes it in! Second score of the day for Christian McCaffrey. And the Jacksonville turnover proves costly. It's 13-7 Carolina.
Miles Jack draws the assignment, one-on-one coverage. He looks at Christian, then he looks in the backfield, and once he looks in the backfield, Christian cuts inside. I don't know if a defensive back could handle him. When I had talked to the Jacksonville Jaguars on the field before the game, they said, in passing situations, we're going to try and double him. Where's the double team? He's the guy that Kyle Allen is going to feel like is his go-to guy, and he should be if you're going to single cover him.
McCaffrey did not have a receiving touchdown in his last 8 games. He's got one here today. And now has 19 touchdowns in his last 21 games. This guy's pretty good. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Lowe's. Christian McCaffrey has a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. And with $1:35 to go in the first quarter, it's 14-7 Carolina.
It's funny, his receiving touchdown was more in the air, and his running touchdown was more through the air.
Yep. So now Joey Sly, who's a touchback machine, adds to his total. And we'll see how the Jaguars respond after the turnover by Minshew in that offense on a busted handoff. Jaguars have only run 8 plays in this game because they had that quick strike touchdown on their opening drive, then a punt, then a fumble.
And when you talk to their coaching staff, that's one of the things in the first couple of games where they really couldn't get the run game going because they just weren't on the field often enough. Now they've got the 7 points. They've had a touchdown drive. Just have to take care of the football. Spread everybody out, get the numbers outside the box, and maybe try and hand the ball to Leonard Fournette.
Here is Westbrook trying the right side. Westbrook with some room to run. And a late flag, that could be a face mask. So a first down run by Westbrook, and then Eric Reed appeared to have grabbed the face mask.
And D.D. Westbrook got up and he wanted to talk to Eric Reed about grabbing the face mask, but he got up ready to swing at somebody. Terry Robisky, running back coach, came off the sideline to help D.D. Westbrook get back to the sideline and calm him down a little bit.
And James, Luke Kuechly is shaken up on this play. He's walking off with the Carolina training staff right now.
And there's a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up. So he's right there along the pile. It looks like they just,
There
guys
is no
fall
foul
on
on the play.
Wow.
Result of the play is a first down.
Picked up the flag.
You've got to go into the helmet openings and maybe just grip the top of the helmet. The gloves are so sticky that you grab that helmet and you tuck the head a little bit.
See if we can see what happened to Kuechly, 59 for Carolina. It appeared that he was grabbing his lower back, but A.J. Ross is down there, and we'll get you an update just as soon as possible. First down and 10. Movement up front looked like Love jumped Fournette into the open field and up to midfield. And again, Kyle Love appeared to have jumped early.
Great voice inflection. We could hear it up here by Gardner Minshew.
Offside. Defense number 77. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
And a 14-yard pickup. And you saw Kuechly wave off the equipment manager. They were going to trade out helmets for the green dot, who communicates with the defense. But Kuechly said, you don't need to do that because I'm back out there.
All right, nice run by Leonard Fournette over that left side coming in today. That left side had produced 10 plus 10-yard runs, and there's another one right there.
D.D. Westbrook goes in motion. Right back to Fournette. And Fournette able to get 3 yards on the heels of his career day in Denver last Sunday. 29 carries, 225 yards rushing.
So you've been able to run the ball, to pound it up in there. We saw some play action early on. So now you kind of opened up the offense again. You're running the ball effectively. John DeFilippo's looking down. He's seeing some man-to-man coverage on the outside. Probably seeing some matchups that he likes.
Second most by Jacksonville running back all time last week behind Fred Taylor. 2nd and 7 could be the final play of the first quarter. Minshew fires, caught by Westbrook, and tackle immediately made by James Bradbury, who's off to a very nice start this season. That is the end of the first quarter. Carolina 14, Jacksonville 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS. We open up the second quarter with Jacksonville looking at a 3rd down and 2 from the Carolina 41-yard line alongside the Hall of Famer James Lofton. A.J. Ross down on the sideline. Our producer Steve McKee, director Chris Fenson, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalon. Carolina leads it by 7. Let's see how the Jags handle this 3rd and 2. It's a pitch to Fournette. And Fournette picks up the first down. And what? Oh, the ball comes out. Or was they saying that Fournette was down? Carolina fans think they have another turnover.
You know, the first thing
they're saying he's down
was his head.
Yeah.
And that's part of being down, too.
Take another look. They have ruled Fournette down.
He's got that ball high and tight. Luke Kuechly comes along, and that forearm even hits.
Yeah.
And then he turns all the way over, and the ball comes out. That's 2 really good, tough, physical guys going at it. And I think next time Leonard Fournette goes wide, he's going to be looking on the inside to see where Luke Kuechly is.
And remember what Ron Rivera told us on Friday? He thinks that when the Jaguars need a clutch run, they go left. On 3rd and 2, they ran left that time. They throw it left here to Jeff Swain, the tight end, who's hit hard by Cockrell and Shaq Thompson.
You know, over the years, the last 3 seasons, that you've watched this team really focused on Leonard Fournette being able to run the football and then the play-action passing game. The better he runs, the better the play-action passing game is. Watch the safeties, Trey Boston and Eric Reed on the back end, where they are aligned, if they can be disciplined and go to the correct areas.
Last week, Jacksonville had 115 yards in the first half. They already have 117 today. Minshew, nowhere to go. Now throws it low and incomplete. Another NFL Today update. Here's JP and Boomer Esiason.
A Chase Daniel pick leads to
A DeAndre Washington 3-yard run. Raiders lead 14-0. They have 83 rush yards in the first half against this vaunted Bears defense.
Andrew, James, and AJ.
And guys, that game over in London next week. The Panthers will be in London, their first ever international game as they take on Tampa Bay. 3rd and 6.
DJ Chark inside at the slot position.
Minshew loses the football. Scooped up by Burns. Brian Burns to the house. He was the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month, the 1st-round pick out of Florida State, and he's got his first NFL touchdown.
Ron Rivera talked about trying to confuse a rookie quarterback, giving him some looks that he hasn't seen when he had to pat the ball. And then Mario Addison just drove Andrew Norwell straight back into Gardner Minshew. Ball comes out, pick it up the other way to the house, 6 points.
Norwell, the former Carolina Panther, and now here is Sly for the extra point, and it is good. Second turnover for Jacksonville, and once again it leads to a touchdown for Carolina. Both these franchises debuted in 1995, and in week 5 of that season, Jacksonville got its first ever win, defeating the Oilers, Mark Brunell to Desmond Howard. And then 2 weeks later, thanks in part to a Vince Workman touchdown, Carolina got its first win, beating the Jets. Meanwhile, back-to-back turnovers now by the Jaguars. And it's led to a 21-7 Panthers advantage. Sly boots another touchback, and now we'll see how Jacksonville answers. Let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Hey there, Andrew. Well, the Panthers haven't won at home since week 9 of last year. And after that huge play by Mario Addison, getting the best of Gardner Minshew, this bench was not only fired up, but this crowd was fired up. Many people on their feet and remaining on their feet in the stands, desperate for another home win.
Yeah, pretty cool scene down here, AJ, no doubt about it, as they're trying to get Carolina on track at home. And a good start today. 1st and 10 for Jacksonville at its own 25-yard line. And a handoff to Fournette. Met at the line and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. So the previous 28 drives for Jacksonville, they did not commit a turnover, but they've turned it over on each of their last 2.
And when you turn the ball over, you go to the sideline, and there are the what happened. You know, the wide receivers are wondering what happened on the handoff. What happened in the pocket? What? So nobody, you try and get those answers, you try and calm down. Now they're back out in the field. First time they try and run the ball, no gain.
Minshew, pass deflected, and dangerous territory there for Carolina as Cockrell was in the vicinity. So Gardner Minshew injured his left knee last week in Denver. It was on that final drive. Todd Davis came in low. Minshew was limited in practice on Wednesday. He's actually wearing a brace on his left knee today. He told us he's never worn a brace in a game before until today. What have you seen so far, James, from the knee?
I think his movement's been okay, but I think he's been like paralyzed a little bit in the last drive by the Carolina Panthers in their secondary, changing things up a little bit.
3rd down and 9 on the move, connects with Fournette, nowhere to go. Shaq Thompson able to wrestle him down, but a late flag comes in, and Minshew is indicating this is against Carolina.
Yeah, Burns, the touchdown man, was the guy who hit Minshew, so maybe it's
Personal
on him.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense number 54, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, it is Burns, number 53, not number 54.
Coming in low in the area we were just talking about, the left knee.
And when you're playing against a quarterback and all of a sudden you see him with a knee brace on, you're kind of thinking, do I go after that knee? Do I step? But as you're lunging at him, trying to get a hit on him, he's moving away, you slide down. So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt there, but that's twice the Panthers have gone a little bit low on Gardner Minshew.
Fournette trying to reverse field, nowhere to go. This Carolina defense telling us on Friday, Ron Rivera, Luke Kuechly, we have to stop the run. And so far they've done a very good job of that, only 24 yards rushing.
And that speed that they run, 3 guys out in front of Leonard Fournette, he tries to cut it back. But then at the last thing he says, you know, trying to make something out of nothing doesn't work very often. Just go down, get ready for the next play. Extra offensive lineman in, number 77 there at the top.
That's Cedric Ogbuehi. Now they pitch it right to Fournette. Again, trying to reverse field. Nowhere to go. Carolina's defense bottling up Leonard Fournette in this first half. Eric Reed on the tackle.
I think that time Leonard Fournette should have turned it into a foot race and just ran as fast as he could to the left sideline to see if there might have been some room. He makes this move right here and just go. Just go, and you've been clocked at 4-4, 4-3 maybe. See if you can outrun him.
Luke Kuechly told us Friday that people don't talk enough about Fournette's speed. They think he's just this bruising running back, which he is, but he's also very fast. But now it's 3rd and 10. Minshew taking a shot for Chark, goes up, and he
throws a strong hands, even though he didn't come down in bounds.
Yeah, they're saying he was out of bounds. Great attempt by Chark.
Looks like Ross Cockrell did a nice job pushing him out of bounds, but it's right in front of Jacksonville's bench. So if he did come down in bounds, I'm pretty sure they would drop the flag. There's the right foot hovering. No. Great job by Cockrell, but super hands by DJ Chark.
Jaguars now 1 for 4 on their 3rd downs in this first half. And once again, Logan Cook is out to punt. Already a season-long 60-yarder for Cook earlier. McLeod comes up to his own 21. And McLeod is taken down. That was DJ Alexander with a late flag coming in and maybe a face mask on Alexander. 38-yard punt by Cook.
Now the officials are talking about it. Huddled.
It just seems like almost every special teams play there's a penalty.
You know, when somebody's body gets whipped around like that, you assume that if they're up near the head, they'd grab the face mask. But that's a big man on
Personal
a small
foul.
man.
Face mask.
Yeah.
Kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
It is on DJ Alexander. Carolina football when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Pepsi. Always be celebrating. Amazon Prime. One-day delivery on millions of items with Prime. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
Do Americans want an impeachment inquiry? 60 Minutes travels across the country to find out. Plus, go inside the mind of America's most prolific serial killer. Tonight on 60 Minutes. Look at the first 4 possessions for Kyle Allen and the Carolina offense, and you throw in the fumble return touchdown by Brian Burns. It all adds up to a 21-7 Panthers advantage as they look for their 3rd consecutive win. Allen has time, throws, and incomplete. Was trying to squeeze it into McCaffrey. And let's go back to the last touchdown reception from McCaffrey.
Well, that last coverage that we saw, they kind of doubled him. Here he's singled up. That middle of the field is open. He makes that brief move to the outside. You can see where he's headed. Miles Jack, there's just no chance that he has unless he goes up and he puts his hands on Christian McCaffrey within those first 5 yards. But he's so quick, that's hard to do for a big linebacker.
Just incredible camera work there you saw. Good stuff. 10.5 to go, first half. McCaffrey. A.J. Boye on the tackles. We go back to New York. Another NFL Today update with JB and Boomer.
Buffalo's on the board. Shades of Pete Metzlars with a Y hide. James Lofton knows what I'm talking about. Josh Allen's going to throw it to Lee Smith. 8-yard TD pass. Bills take the lead 7-0 over the Titans.
All right, I need to let James Lofton respond, huh, Andrew?
That was one of Pete Metzlar's best routes, about 2 yards down the field. Great basketball player. Like 75% from the field.
Good nugget.
A lot of two-foot shots there, too, also.
3rd down and 6. Allen throws high and incomplete. And a much-needed defensive stand by this Jacksonville defense led by coordinator Todd Wash.
Get a little bit of pressure in the quarterback's face. Christian McCaffrey comes up, stops it. But there's the underneath coverage, and Miles Jack getting his hands on it.
There's Wash now in his 4th year as defensive coordinator. And the Jaguars offense will quickly return to the field as Michael Pilardi is out to punt.
D.D. Westbrook might be looking up into the sun a little bit right here.
And he calls for a fair catch at the 15-yard line. 9:46 to go, second quarter. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Each of the running backs with 8 touches so far, and you give the advantage early on to Christian McCaffrey.
You certainly do. Leonard Fournette's long run has been 14 yards, so 7 of those other yards only got him 11. And they've really bottled him up the last couple of series in Christian McCaffrey. Anytime they've gotten down near the goal line, I think he's the Carolina Panthers' first thought.
Minshew, 6 of 11, 93 yards. 2 turnovers in the first half for Jacksonville. Fournette with a great block on Shaq Thompson, and O'Shaughnessy is all alone. And he goes across midfield, knocked out of bounds by Bradbury. But that play was a direct result of the pass blocking of Leonard Fournette.
And I think an underrated area. A couple weeks ago, he had a great block that was called a peel-back block. And I've never seen him hit somebody that hard, even when he's running the football. So that commitment to being an all-around back, being a better receiver, better condition, all paid off for the Jacksonville Jaguars on that last play.
Career-long 35-yard reception for O'Shaughnessy. And a good start to this drive for the Jaguars. Handoff Fournette. Runs right into Luke Kuechly. And give Fournette a yard on the play as Carolina continues to do a great job shutting down the run. Now coming into the game, Carolina had the #1 pass defense in the NFL, but they had struggled slowing down the run, number 24. So far today, they've done a great job on Fournette in that run game.
And when you've watched Leonard Fournette run, you know, there are a lot of runs at the line of scrimmage, 0 yards, a few behind the line of scrimmage. But when he's able to pop a run, and he's able to get it going, those 10-plus runs, he's rattled off 13 of them so far this season.
He's at the top of your screen as a wide receiver. Minshew over the middle, wide open is Westbrook. Westbrook trying to get away from that Carolina defense inside the 20 and still going. Finally down at the 16-yard line. A 29-yard pickup for D.D. Westbrook.
When you see D.D. Westbrook down on the field before the game, you're going, okay, who brought their younger brother out here? He is wiry, he is tough, he's a lot stronger than what he looks. And you got to be fearless to run here in the center of the field where you know you can take a big shot. Good job after the catch protecting the football, too.
He's from Cameron, Texas. He says, I'm from the country. We play backyard football. And with that comes some pain. He might only be 6 feet 178, but he's a physical wide receiver. Fournette right up the gut. Speaking of physical, and Fournette gets to the 11-yard line. Dontari Poe on the tackle for Carolina.
Like you said earlier, like Ron Rivera told us, when they need yards, when they need that go-to, it's right behind the left side. Andrew Norwell, good run blocker. Cam Robinson, the left tackle, solid run blocker. And Leonard Fournette just gets those shoulders nice and square and churns those legs. Good gain on first down.
In the red zone, Gardner Minshew has the best passer rating of any quarterback in the NFL this year. He's 8 of 11 for 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. Fournette, and he cannot get away from Shaq Thompson. Loss of 1 on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes quickness trumps size. Shaq Thompson quick, you see the double team. They don't get off the double team. A.J. Cann coming around. He's supposed to locate Shaq Thompson. Shaq Thompson got low, got right past the guard that was pulling around, and right on the legs of Leonard Fournette. Where's your go-to guy in the pass game? DJ Shark up top has been the guy so far.
Minshew, pump fake, now fires, end zone, caught! Touchdown, Shark again! There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Tight window throw right there. Gardner Minshew to DJ Shark.
Jaguars indicating this is on Carolina, but no signal yet from Alex Kemp, our referee. Shark did have a touchdown last week that was negated by a penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 53. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Minshew all fired up. Second TD pass of the day to Shark, and he now has 6 red zone touchdown passes this year.
You know, this is 2 deep zone coverage, and Trey Boston is right there closing in on him. And if this ball doesn't whistle through the air like it did to Shark, Shark goes up, extends, catches that at the high point. Look how tight that is. You've got the underneath coverage, you've got the coverage on the top. Great route, great throw. Pretty touchdown.
We met with DJ Shark last night, and we said, what was your first impression of Gardner Minshew? And he said, this guy's really short.
Yeah. Well, after Nick Foles being 6'5", 6'6", but now he says he looks taller now. He's playing even better and better. He looks taller.
And he's throwing it quite well. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Farmers Insurance. Gardner Minshew continues to be money in the red zone. Now 6 red zone touchdown passes on the year. Sitting next to Josh Dobbs to his left and a couple down on the right side of your screen. That's Nick Foles. You know about him, the broken left clavicle week 1. And Gardner Minshew told us that Foles has been so helpful to him in game. Now the Jaguars, after the penalty, kicking off from the 50. And Carolina actually with good field position on the return to the 27 as we check in with A.J. Ross.
As Gardner Minshew obviously very fired up after that touchdown, ripped off his helmet. He was also talking with Leonard Fournette, I assume off of that huge screen, that block that opened up for James Shaughnessy for that drive that marched him down to the red zone. And as you mentioned, Minshew just money down there.
Yeah, huge block by Fournette. That's been a big part of his game this year and a big reason why he's able to be out there all 3 downs, as there's an injured Panther down on the field. And that is Natrell Jamerson, who's the second-year corner out of Wisconsin. Claimed off waivers by Carolina on September 1st after he was let go by Green Bay. Played 10 games with the Houston Texans last year.
Yeah, I like that. Moving around a little bit.
And up, a good sign there for Jamerson. And we're going to step aside, come back to Carolina in a moment. Natrell Jamerson was just carted off into the Carolina locker room. We'll get you an update just as soon as we can. And we have movement up front and a false start against the Panthers.
False start, offense number 80, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on the tight end, Ian Thomas. 19 of the last 22 plays in this game have been run by Jacksonville. So that Carolina offense has not been out there that much here in the second quarter. We'll see how Allen responds. He's 8 out of 14, 67 yards, and the touchdown pass to McCaffrey. First down and 15. Beautiful day here in Charlotte. Allen pump fakes in trouble, and he goes down. Josh Allen with his 3rd sack of the year. Number 1 pick out of Kentucky.
Just a good push. Calais Campbell, kind of the first guy, cuts across the face of the tackle, and then there's that pick by Josh Allen. And even though Josh Allen is picking for Campbell, he ends up with the sack. And I would think that Kyle Allen, once guys get around him, Andrew, that he's really ball security, not trying to get away, because he's already laid 1 on the ground, had all those fumbles last week. He's going to really protect the ball when he's in the pocket under duress.
We saw them at the Jaguars hotel last night. They were about to go out for dinner as McCaffrey's able to break free. And speaking of picking, Calais Campbell was making it very clear that Josh Allen would be picking up the tab for that dinner.
The younger players, it's a little sacrifice they have to make to get some of the knowledge that Calais Campbell has dinner before the game.
You know, injury update, it's an ankle injury for Jamerson, and his return is questionable. 3rd down and 13, inside 5 minutes to go. Carolina is 0 for 3 on 3rd downs today. Allen looking deep for DJ Moore, goes up and grabs it. Moore to the 25. He makes the play over A.J. Boye. And a big play for Carolina, a gain of 53.
Coverage is tight, throw is nice and catchable. DJ Moore gives them some room on the sideline, lays that ball in there beautiful.
And now running some tempo, they want to go quickly. Allen is decked, Ngakoue with the sack. Ball is loose, scooped up by Samuel. Samuel with now a flag down. Is tackled at the 34-yard line. First sack of the season for Ngakoue. He forced a fumble that continues to be a problem for Kyle Allen. His second fumble of the game, but for the second time, Carolina recovers.
And remember, you cannot block back towards your goal line. Those are crackback blocks, blindside blocks, which they've kind of outlawed. So I think that's what they may be discussing. Could be a block in the back. But I'm thinking when you get a play that scrambles around like that, those crackback blocks happen.
This is against Carolina. Ron Rivera not happy on that Carolina sideline.
Even though the defender can see you, you cannot block back towards your goal line.
Personal foul, blindside block, offense number 73. Yep. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Penalty on Greg Van Roten, their left guard.
So he's going to end up blocking in this direction backwards after the play is over. There's the peel back block right there.
Penalty was declined. So it's 2nd down and 22. Second sack today by the Jacksonville defense. Allen swings it to McCaffrey. 2 Jaguars defenders there. And Jared Wilson shoves out McCaffrey. Now let's go back to Kyle Allen, James, because ball security continues to be an issue. 2 fumbles today. He's 5 fumbles in his last 2 games. We met with him on Friday, and he said that he spent a lot of time during practice this week working on ball security. After practice was over, he would go with the running backs, and he did the drills the running backs were doing, which were running through the bags, running with a ball and a rope attached.
Rope, yeah.
And he said it's something he's taking very seriously. We get that, but it's still a problem here for Carolina. Now 3rd and 24. Allen throws, looking for Olsen, incomplete. Olsen looking for a flag, and no penalty marker down.
Couldn't tell if Miles Jack tugged at the jersey a little bit or if the feet got caught up a little bit.
Olsen without a catch today.
That's one-on-one coverage. Miles Jack, good. Yeah, I just think that's a non-call right there. But remember, it can be challenged if Ron Rivera thinks he can win this challenge. Because he's at a deep field goal attempt right here coming up.
His kicker, Joey Sly, has a big leg. This is a 56-yard attempt, which would be a new career high. His season long is 55. Sly's kick is partially blocked. So the Jaguars come up with a big play on special teams, and they're going to have great field position with 2:57 to go in the first half. Calais Campbell getting a lot of high fives. We'll take a look at the replay, but at 6'8", you would not be surprised if it was Campbell who got a hand on it.
You see him coming in sideways. He twists his body to kind of get through a small gap, and then he elevates.
It was Campbell with the field goal block, and Jacksonville takes over at their own 46-yard line. So Minshew goes back to work. Under center with Fournette at running back.
This is an area, quick turnover, where you kind of like to take shot plays occasionally.
Lady, it's up.
Fournette, left side, and he gets a yard. Coming up, Verizon halftime report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cower. All the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. All 3 timeouts left for both teams, and now it's Burns who's hurt, and he has been hampered by a right wrist injury. He was out of practice Wednesday and Thursday, did return on Friday, was listed as questionable for this game.
There, he had that big touchdown. A little slow to get up.
He's playing with a big wrap on the wrist. Yeah. So not a good sign there for the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month, who had his first NFL touchdown earlier today. See anything that happened here. He just came up grabbing that right wrist, so may have just aggravated the injury. As we mentioned, a question mark coming into the game, and clearly not 100% as Burns goes off to the Carolina sideline in some pain.
Spread the defense out, figure out if it's man or zone coverage. Normally a corner over the running back, zone coverage.
Good pass to Westbrook, trying to get him in some space, and Westbrook does a great job following his blocks and picks up a Jacksonville first down. See if they get a playoff before the 2-minute warning.
Shaq Thompson getting up a little bit gingerly that time.
And the Jaguars content with taking this to the 2-minute warning. 21-14, Carolina in front on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by USAA, made for the military community. And by Verizon, the network more people rely on.
NASCAR Hall of Fame opened in 2010 here in Charlotte. Our Associate Director, Eric Spitzer, a big fan of NASCAR, loves driving. 2-minute warning. Jacksonville has all 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 from the Carolina 43. Minshew rolls out and connects with O'Shaughnessy, who's hit immediately at the 40-yard line by Javian Elliott.
Trying to work some stuff deep down the field. Minshew comes off, takes the little short route to the tight end. Good coverage on the back end by the Carolina Panthers, not allowing that deep shot.
Now, Doug Marrone told us yesterday he has never worked on 2-minute offense in practice more than he has this year so far heading into week 5. Let's see if it pays off as Fournette makes the catch and a first down the sideline. Inside the 25 for Leonard Fournette. A pickup of 14. Again, don't forget, coming up, Verizon halftime report. Our guys back in New York have all the latest scores and highlights from around week 5 in the NFL.
This 2-minute package, which started at the 2-minute warning with all 3 timeouts because they're in Carolina territory, isn't really that hurry up, Andrew. You want to move quickly, but you're not in a big rush. It's not like you got 45 seconds. You got to go the length of the field.
Minshew is 6 for his last 6 passing for 105 yards. He's got him on the move here. Pump fakes. Now rolling with that bad knee, fires and juggled incomplete. James Bradbury was able to break up that pass intended for Westbrook.
That was such a tough pass because as you're rolling to your right, trying to throw the ball back inside across your body a little bit, and you just can't get it to come inside enough. You see D.D. Westbrook having to reach backwards for the ball. All the open area was out in front of him. If Minshew could have laid that ball out there, he would have had an easy completion for a touchdown. But good defensive play. Nice job buying a little bit extra time in the pocket by Minshew. So that leg doesn't look like it's really bothering him, Andrew.
Great sign there, though, for Carolina, as Brian Burns, who left with the wrist injury, is right back in there for the Panthers. Handoff Fournette, right up the middle, takes a shot at the 22, and down right near the 20-yard line. Approaching 1 minute to go, Jacksonville trying to ensure that Carolina would not get the ball back with much time, and in the process, they forced the Panthers to use their first timeout. So 2 left for Carolina. And keep in mind, since Carolina has now lost the coin toss in all 5 games this year, Jacksonville won it. They elected to defer. Jaguars get the ball to start the second half.
Remember when life was so much simpler and you won the coin toss and you took the ball?
Different world.
See, that's why I failed in my head coaching interviews. I kept saying, we'll take the ball. I wasn't sure that you were really supposed to defer and say, give somebody else the ball. You got great confidence in your offense, or great confidence in your defense, but they look at the analytics, how many times you're going to have the ball, who's going to have it, and you got to kind of go with your gut sometimes.
3rd down and 5. Minshew, good protection, and he finds Westbrook, and he laterals it to Fournette. And they're still short of a first down.
It almost looked like he flipped that ball forward to Leonard Fournette, but the official's right there, so it either went straight down the line or a little bit backwards.
Another look. Westbrook knew he wasn't going to get there. Oh, that is close.
Yeah, that's right on the line there.
Carolina has called a timeout to stop the clock. It is 4th and a short 2, so we'll see how Doug Marrone plays this.
I think if Leonard Fournette doesn't bobble this ball a little bit, yeah, that's straight down the line, that he might have been able to take off and get that first down, but nice job by Shaq Thompson closing it out.
And Doug Marrone is sending out his field goal unit, led by Josh Lambo, who's the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week after his 4-for-4 performance, including the game winner last Sunday in Denver.
You know, just like when we check into the hotel on the road, take the points. You got 3 points, you got a field goal kicker who's on fire, take the 3 points here.
You also get the ball to start the second half. And Lambo, as Doug Marrone told us, has earned his full trust, and from 35 yards away.
Ron Rivera is talking to the official. I don't know if he wants to freeze him.
Lambo is still perfect on the year. 11 for 11 on field goals for Josh Lambo, and it's a 21-17 game with 58 seconds to play. Well, the last time these two teams met here in Carolina, 2011, skies opened up, a torrential downpour.
Goodness.
And not pretty.
But you know, it's great sliding weather. You hit the ground, you just slide.
Eventually, rain subsided. Cam Newton to Greg Olsen, game-winning touchdown. It was Ron Rivera's first career victory, and if Rivera wins today, he'll become the all-time winningest coach in franchise history. He tied John Fox with the win last week in Houston. Side note, our director today, Chris Svensson, was also the director for that rain game between these two teams in 2011. Lambo kicking away. And it will be a touchback. So 2 timeouts left. No, just 1 timeout left for Carolina. 1 timeout left and 58 seconds to go.
Critical for Kyle Allen here, protect the football. You know, it'd be great to get 3 points, get in position, but in the pocket, if you got a lot of guys around you, make sure you got 2 hands on the ball and that ball doesn't squirt out.
You know, one name we have not called today, James, is Dennis Daly, the left tackle, making his first NFL start, rookie 6th-round pick. That line, even though there's some moving parts up front for Carolina, has done a pretty good job today. McCaffrey as they put it on the ground, and Doug Marrone will call a timeout. stopping the clock with 54 seconds to go.
So if Carolina's not aggressive, if they decide to run the ball, conceivably, after a punt with a good hang time, Carolina could get the ball back with 35 to 40 seconds.
Minshew in the first half, 13 of 19 for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't turn the ball over twice.
Kind of righted the ship with that last drive there. So now guys have confidence. They're not going, what's going on? You figure out some things that work offensively for themselves.
Allen, pressure coming. He steps up and he's taken down. And that's Ngakoue again, who, as we mentioned, has been very quiet at the start of this season. Not the case today.
And that was a little bit of a gain, so that's not a sack, but it is a stop.
And Doug Marrone calls his second timeout, so Jaguars have 1 remaining.
So you would think that the ball's going to come out of Kyle Allen's hand quickly. Also going to be a short pass. Christian McCaffrey, if you find him heading out the backfield, you've got to have 2 guys kind of clamping down on him. So he's where your double coverage is going to come from. And when you look in that area, you've got Williams over here and you've got Miles Jack. These 2 linebackers will probably try and cover him.
On 3rd down and 9. Allen fires sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Curtis Samuel, and Trey Herndon, who's starting for Jalen Ramsey, had the coverage. And Jacksonville's going to get the football back, and because of the incompletion, they still have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, that's great coverage there by Trey Herndon. Now, D.D. Westbrook, if it's a shortest punt, fair catch it, save all the time on the clock. Don't want to dance around eating up the time because you still have a timeout, so you can move the ball back into field goal range.
Pilardi with a good punt. Westbrook backtracking to his own 16. Westbrook now behind the 10-yard line trying to turn the corner, and he can't. And as you said, James, he just wasted a lot of time. Didn't really gain any yards from it. In fact, he lost 3 yards.
That 50-yard sprint to the left sideline probably cost him about 7 or 8 seconds.
Now, with the new pass interference rule this year that you can challenge it.
Correct.
You wonder why more teams maybe just don't start taking deep shots in this situation because, all right, if it is a long interception, it's more like a punt. I wonder if that plays into Doug Marrone, John DeFilippo's decision-making here. The problem is they're starting this drive at their own 14-yard line, and they're just going to take a knee. Maybe if they had good field position off the punt, they take a couple shots, but because of the return, they're going to go into the locker room in what was a very entertaining first half.
And an offensive first half, but also an offensive first half spiced with some defense. Those 2 turnovers, one resulting directly in a touchdown, the other one setting up a short field for the Carolina Panthers. So those 14 points that Carolina got really were part of their defense, and their defense played exceptionally well, but Jacksonville was still able to dent it late.
Minshew 2 touchdown passes. Christian McCaffrey with 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. That's the end of the first half with Carolina leading at 21-17. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. Halftime here in Charlotte, and Carolina is out to a 21-17 lead. The 2 turnovers by Jacksonville, the big difference in the first half. As we welcome you back to the broadcast booth alongside the Hall of Famer James Lofton, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from A.J. Ross coming up. And really a half, when you look at it, Jacksonville played very well outside of those 2 turnovers, which right now are the difference.
And it is about surviving the bad plays that you have during the course of a football game. And when you have young quarterbacks, hopefully they have short memories. And these 2 young quarterbacks who played today, I think have played exceptionally well when the ball's been in their hand. Gardner Minshew, we saw the great touchdown reception that he had. And when you watch with Kyle Allen, well, Gardner Minshew right here with the little pump fake and dropping this ball into DJ Sharp in a tight window, terrific throw. And on the other side, Kyle Allen, yes, he had a fumble, the ball came loose, but he was able to recover that. And the thing that he's been able to do is find his favorite target, Christian McCaffrey. When you're able to do that, when you're able to be poised in the pocket, you can have a lot of good things that happen to you. Our comparison, who has the touches right now, Fournette a little bit of the lead, but Christian, those touchdowns, those still speak volumes.
Both teams lost their first 2 games, both now looking for their 3rd consecutive win. Joey Sly, who had his field goal blocked, will kick this one away to start the second half. DJ Chark, 2 receiving touchdowns today for Jacksonville. He now has 5 on the year. He's the deep man. As Tyler Irvin is inactive today for Jacksonville, he's been their kick returner, but with Sly, who only has 1 return against him all year, the need for Irvin a little bit diminished. And another touchback on cue for Joey Sly. As we check in with A.J. Ross.
Hey there, guys. Panthers head coach Ron Rivera obviously wasn't too happy about those 2 Kyle Allen fumbles. He said, quite frankly, he needs to protect the ball. Defensively, he wants to see them make more stops and stop giving up big plays over the middle. Jags coach Doug Marrone says aside from those 5 penalties, they need to cut down on turnovers. They did a pretty good job getting back into this game, and they want to be better on 3rd down.
All right, AJ, thank you very much. Carolina 1 for 6 on 3rd downs, while Jacksonville was 2 for 6, and they start this half at their own 25-yard line. Minshew on the run, and he just throws it away. He was chased by Mario Addison, who's had a real nice start to this 2019 season.
We saw Mario Addison at practice on Friday, and he was having one of those vet days. Well, he actually is a veteran, so he was sitting out. And I remember talking to him along the sidelines. He's got 5.5 sacks to start the season. He said, when I get to 12, that's kind of when I know I've kind of had a pretty good season. And you start thinking 12, then you go 15, you go maybe 20. But he can put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Leonard Fournette right up the middle. And Fournette takes it to the 32-yard line. Did you have vet days when you played?
They had not invented the vet day.
So did you invent your own?
No, I didn't. I enjoyed practice. When you're playing wide receiver, you run around, you catch the ball. It's not like these other guys who have to pound into each other. And it's changed a lot. Now, during the course of the season, they're only in pads once a week. We were in pads every day. Our field's tilted uphill. We had to walk through the snow even in the summer just to get to practice.
3rd down and 3. Minshew fires, incomplete. Did not look like Westbrook was ready to receive that pass, and a very quick 3-and-out by Jacksonville.
And Gardner Minshew, as we have watched him in this ball game, he's not seeing things as quickly. You see him looking to his right, far right, and then he comes back to the middle. I don't think he's trying to move anybody with his eyes, but the receivers that were underneath, there were 2 receivers underneath. You had a receiver coming over the top, and he just missed that throw.
Here's Logan Cook to punt it away to Ray McLeod. High spiraling kick. Another good one from Logan Cook. Fair catch by McLeod at his own 17-yard line. A 52-yard boot for Logan Cook. So now Kyle Allen, who was 10 out of 18 for 117 yards and a touchdown in that first half. Grew up in Scottsdale, Arizona, was the #1 QB coming out of high school. Went to Texas A&M for a couple of years, then transferred to Houston. Really a strange journey. Left Houston after 1 year to play in the NFL. Went undrafted. Carolina picked him up. Was on and off the practice squad last year, and now week 17, got a chance last year and hasn't looked back. He is 3-0 as a starter. Hands it off to McCaffrey. There he goes! It's a C-Mac attack! McCaffrey, one man to beat! McCaffrey all the way! His 3rd touchdown!
just a little bit of a mesh point problem. Middle linebacker Miles Jack, he's looking at the trailing guy who's going behind the quarterback. So a lot of things to look at with your eyes. And Christian McCaffrey, once he broke through, there was no looking back there, Andrew.
That's an 84-yard run, and that is now the longest run in Carolina Panthers franchise history, surpassing a 77-yarder from D'Angelo Williams 10 years ago. Sly the extra point, and just like that, it's a hat trick for McCaffrey. 28-17 Carolina. It's the second time Christian McCaffrey has 3 touchdowns in a game in his career, and now 186 yards from scrimmage. He continues to lead the NFL. An 84-yard touchdown run here to give the Panthers a 28-17 lead. NFC Offensive Player of the Month, and October is not off to such a bad start either. Another touchback for Sly as we go back to the touchdown.
If you're on defense and you're in the secondary, you've got to have good vision to be able to look around, and there really should be one player you keep your eyes on. But watch what happens with these 3 players right here. At the snap, they all commit up to the run, starts outside, goes inside, and it's just a matter of how fast are you? Nobody's as fast as Christian McCaffrey on the field. Nobody is going to catch him. Beautiful running form. Learned that on the Stanford track.
That's Stanford reference number 2. Over-unders 3.5. Minshew hands off to Fournette and runs right into Gerald McCoy. NFL Today update. JB and Boomer Esiason.
Patriots finding some openings.
All right, watch Brandon Bolden coming out of the backfield. He's going to be covered by Ryan Anderson. Tom Brady's going to see that, move away from the rush, throw it perfectly right on the money. 19-7. Patriots extend their lead over the Redskins.
Or they make you pay for a mistake. Back to Andrew Catalan.
All right, guys, Redskins will be here in Carolina December 1st. As we mentioned, Carolina off to London. They leave on Wednesday night to take on Tampa Bay next Sunday. Minshew steps up. Nobody home now, trying to find Shaughnessy. Juggles it, and he makes the play. James O'Shaughnessy with the acrobatic catch, and it gives Jacksonville a first down.
You know, it's great coverage by Luke Kuechly. He's right there in the hip pocket. That right hand, another tip up, and then 3 hands on the ball. And I think Luke Kuechly might have even helped him cradle this ball. And I think they're telling maybe Ron Rivera that ball might have hit the ground. He's got some eyes upstairs that are telling him maybe let this play go. Right now you're hearing the fans react to it on the screen inside the stadium.
Kuechly recorded his 1,000th career tackle, fastest to 1,000 in NFL history, his 107th game. No challenge from Rivera. There is a flag down. And it looks like this one is coming back.
This will be interesting because that was quite the stiff arm by Leonard Fournette.
Holding. Offense number 17. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
DJ Chark, the receiver, called for the hold. Last week, Pro Football Focus had him as the 3rd best run blocker among wide receivers, but this time up high on Eric Reed.
Yeah, and he just misses. He gets Eric on the 5. If he gets him right in between the 2 and the 5, he's got to be quicker getting on him and get his hands right in the middle because he's in great position for that block. First and 20, chip away a little bit. Look for the soft zone area. You need about 6 to 8 yards on first down here. Play clock's ticking down.
At 3. Here's Fournette. And Fournette across the 35-yard line. Brian Burns, who left in the first half after aggravating that right wrist injury, back out there and makes the tackle after a pickup of 4 yards. Minshew's thrown for 224 yards today. His career high came week 1 when he came off the bench for Nick Foles. He threw for 275 against Kansas City.
Two deep deep safety look. Let's see if this safety goes down at all.
Minshew finds Chark at midfield. DJ Chark stays on his feet all the way down to the 32-yard line. Ross Cockrell on the tackle. 32 more yards for Chark, and behind the play there's an injured Panther. It's Christian Miller.
Nice square in route, gets to the top of the stem, sticks, gets the separation, and the ball security is what's important once he grabs it.
Christian Miller is still down for Carolina. We'll step aside and come back right after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cologuard. Colon cancer screening made easy. Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. And by Hyundai.
Back in Charlotte, and the Carolina training staff attending to Christian Miller. We'll get you an update as soon as we have one. Meanwhile, Natrell Jamerson, who went out with an injury in the first half, an ankle, has been ruled out for the rest of the game.
Right, they're thinking about pressure. Look at the guys up on the line of scrimmage, ready to come.
Raquel Armstead at running back. Minshew going to take a deep shot for Chark again. Adjustment, and he is down at the 2. They're giving him credit for the catch.
One official's waving it off because he did a little pirouette, which to me is a football move, but I think the entire time they're judging that he's going to the ground with the ball.
I think he was trying to reach out for the pylon while getting those feet down.
Yeah.
And then Bradbury knocked it away.
If I'm Doug Marrone, I'm looking for the red challenge flag to figure this one out, because this looks like a catch to me.
Yeah, so as you said, James, one official said catch, one said no. They've ruled it incomplete, and now Doug Marrone will challenge.
DJ Chark has unbelievable body control for a guy who's 6'4", 198 pounds. He moves and twists like my favorite character, Gumby.
Jacksonville is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Back after this. Back in Charlotte, and our rules analyst Gene Steratore is in New York. What do you see here, Gene?
I see possession, 2 feet down, and then the reaching for the pylon is a football move. So I have a catch. I think what we're looking at now is, where does that football cross the goal line? Is the ball above the pylon or inside on the end zone, on the field of play side? If that's the case, I think they overturned a touchdown. It's a very difficult angle to tell, but if they put that football outside of the pylon as he's reaching for the touchdown, I believe they put the ball out at the 1 or at the half-yard line. But I think we have a catch for sure.
And he doesn't lose it before the pylon, so it can't be a touchback. Gene, I wish you could go over some of my old film, because there's about 10 or 12 plays that I had just like that.
And
Gene, you think I can get you a couple more touchdowns, James, and about maybe 300 or 400 more yards of receiving?
That would be great. I'd catch up a little more to Jerry Rice.
I'm all in. I'm all in, James.
But that was a terrific catch by that kid, though. He's demonstrated phenomenal hands every time we've seen him play.
You know, guys, I know we're going to listen to Alex now.
After review, the receiver made the catch, and the ball was just short of the goal line. It'll be first down inside the 1 for Jacksonville. They are not charged a timeout.
All right, Gene, there you go. You called it. And now Doug Marrone, who's already the active leader in challenge success, over 60% in his career. NFL average is 44%. Gene, we thank you.
You've got it, guys. You've got it. I think the one piece they couldn't find is where that football crossed the pylon, but they did secure the catch, and I really think it's a good job in replay.
All right, so first and goal from the 1. Fournette up and in. There is a flag down. It's ruled a touchdown. We'll see what the penalty marker is. Again, penalties have been a big issue for Jacksonville this entire season.
Offside.
Lined up.
Defense number 55 was lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
So a touchdown for Leonard Fournette. And that is the first rushing touchdown this year by Jacksonville. And they're right back in it.
I love the little shift that they do. They bring Leonard Fournette up. He gets in a three-point stance, which is probably foreign to every tailback around the country, but it moves him up closer to the line of scrimmage as opposed to being 7 yards deep in the I formation.
So here is Lambeau to attempt the extra point. Meanwhile, after that call was reversed, you give the passing yardage to Minshew, who now has a career high 286 yards passing. Lambeau's extra point is good. Early third quarter, we got a good one here cooking in Charlotte. It's 28-24 in favor of Carolina. Next Sunday, it's an NFL on CBS doubleheader with many of you seeing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs take on Deshaun Watson and the Texans. That's followed by the Cowboys up against the Jets. It all begins with JB and the guys on the NFL Today right here on CBS. If you saw the NFL Today earlier, you saw Gardner Minshew go one-on-one with Phil Simms. We asked Gardner about the interview last night. He said, yes, Simms showed me his workout video from the 80s.
Yeah. You know, Gardner would fit in that because he has that 80s look with the mustache and going on, and the jorts. Are they jorts or shorts?
Jorts.
Shorts.
He calls them a staple of his wardrobe. He reeks of the 80s, and most people can't get enough.
If I had his quads, I'd wear those shorts too.
So Lambeau kicking off, and it's a touchback. Christian McCaffrey having a huge day today for Carolina.
You know, when we were at practice on Friday, he had on a long sleeve shirt, he had on long pants, and I asked him about it. He said, I have to condition myself because I know I'm carrying the ball a lot, I'm on the field a lot, so that sweat, he wants to approximate it during the week, he rehydrates, he takes care of his body, all of that. You don't see him slow down as the game goes along. He gets it faster and quicker, and defenses have to try and keep up with him.
Kyle Allen started 5 out of 5. Since then, he's 5 for 13 as McCaffrey picks up 4 yards. Back to New York, NFL Today update with JB and Boomer.
Devlin Hodges engineers this.
Hey guys, Mason Rudolph is knocked out of this game. Devlin Hodges is in for him. Steelers take a 2017 lead on the 1-yard run by James Conner. Thunder Thighs, you got something to say to James Lofton over there?
No, actually, you know what? No, you know what? He wears those shorts into the studio every weekend, Andrew.
Oh, goodness.
He's looking good, though.
Allen just throws this one down. Screen did not set up with Reggie Bonifant. You talk about Mason Rudolph going out. What a season it's been for quarterbacks. Through 4 weeks, 39 wins by quarterbacks 26 or younger. That's the most in NFL history, including the 2 in this game. And 40 different starting quarterbacks through 4 weeks, tied for the most since 1950. Certainly hope Mason Rudolph is okay.
Expand the roster so you can keep 4 quarterbacks on every team. Train them.
McCaffrey goes in motion to the bottom of your screen on 3rd and 6. Allen, quick pass, McCaffrey, he's got it, and he's got a first down again. Christian McCaffrey all the way to the 46-yard line. A 17-yard gain on 3rd down.
While I was an active player, I was around Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, Thurman Thomas, all great receivers out of the backfield, unique skills. Christian McCaffrey is in a class by himself. When you line up wide like that, and you can run a disciplined route like that and keep it nice and flat, and then the run after the catch, kid does it all.
165 yards from scrimmage today for McCaffrey. Allen gets rid of it to guess who? McCaffrey with a flag down. McCaffrey slipping tackles. And we'll see what the flag is back around where Kyle Allen was.
Ngakoue came in, tried to chop down on the quarterback, got him in the head.
The passer. Defense. Sorry. Number 91. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Nobody can get McCaffrey down. Meanwhile,
coming
second
in from the backside.
straight week with a roughing the passer on Yannick Ngakoue.
See, and that's so close. You talk to Phil and Boomer, they got hit like that every time they threw the football, but now that head neck area is protected.
James, if you're a Jaguars fan, you're getting sick of hearing about how they talk about penalties every week, because it's now 7 for 75 yards. Continues to be an issue. Penalty moves this one to the 30-yard line. McCaffrey. And he cannot get away from the second man. That is Marcel Darius.
Critical junction of the game right now, because you give up 7 points and you're kind of exhausting your offense. You force them into a field goal attempt and your offense feels really good about what the defense has been able to do.
And Darius Wednesday had a citation for misdemeanor marijuana possession and possession of drug paraphernalia. Could potentially be subject to league discipline even without a failed drug test. Something to keep an eye on, but he is playing today for Jacksonville. Second down and 12 after the 2-yard loss on the tackle by Darius. Allen gets away, then tripped up. Great job by Quincy Williams to catch Allen from behind after a 4-yard gain.
When you spread everybody out, you've got Christian in the backfield, and then he leaves. He takes so much away from the underneath coverage. That time Allen had a chance to scan. What he did, decided to run because it's man-to-man coverage and everybody's back is turned. So great job on the diving tackle by Quincy Williams here.
On third downs this year, Kyle Allen has 13 completions. 12 of the 13 have been converted into first downs. And you keep that rolling here on 3rd and 8. Allen nowhere to go, chased by Ngakoue, gets away, now throws on the run for McCaffrey. Incomplete. It was Miles Jack who had the coverage.
Todd Wash brings pressure from the left side. He overloads it. They all get bottled up right there. They can't get after the quarterback. Sprints out of the pocket. And this is just a great pass, maybe an even better defensive play with Miles Jack getting that hand in there to knock the ball away where Christian can't get that second hand on the ball.
Those two played against each other in college. McCaffrey at Stanford, Jack at UCLA. McCaffrey told us that the scouting report was all about Miles Jack when he was back at Stanford. 46-yard field goal attempt for Joey Sly. This one off to the right and no good. So Joey Sly, who's the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week and has been very good for Ron Rivera, has a field goal blocked and now one pushed wide right from 46 yards away.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Great ceremony at halftime as the Panthers inducted 4 new members into their Hall of Honor. Steve Smith, Jake Delhomme, Jordan Gross, and Wesley Walls. 4 great players that meant so much to this organization. 6:50 to go, third quarter. Jacksonville with the football, down by 4. Play fake to Fournette. Minshew wanted to load up deep, wasn't there. He's going to run it, and he slides down at the 45-yard line. Heads-up play by Gardner Minshew.
You're thinking play action pass, you're thinking deep to short, they take it away deep. Look at this free safety in the middle. You're not going to beat him on a deep pass. Try some crossing action, but they've got it covered. Luke Kuechly does a great job down the field. Quarterback, take off, run, get us some yardage.
Doug Marrone told us that it was really fun last week in Denver to watch the veteran players rally around the rookie quarterback. Not something you see all the time, but that is the case here with the Jaguars as they pick up the first down. Marquise Haynes on the tackle for Carolina. Quarterback comparison, Minshew new career high 286 yards, and Kyle Allen still yet to throw an interception in his career.
You know, you get those benchmarks. You get the 300-yard game, then the 400-yard game, and then you have the rare occurrences of the 500-yard game. And I remember, I don't know where I was, but Boomer Esiason throwing for about 522.
You weren't playing a video game, were you? Penalty flag down. Minshew, another completion to DJ Chark. And now a second flag from the secondary comes in.
Route running, you beat them with your feet, not pushing off with your hands. Just remember that, Andrew.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Illegal shift, number 17, that penalty is declined. Ineligible player downfield, number 75, that will be accepted. 5 yards, still first down.
Chark and Jawan Taylor, the two men called for penalties.
And see, 75, a yard down the line of scrimmage, away from the line of scrimmage, you're okay. It looked like he lost his engagement at the line of scrimmage and chased the defender, who was about 3 yards down the field.
8th penalty on Jacksonville. They average just over 8 per game. Fournette to the 45. Back to New York. NFL Today update, JB and Boomer.
Boom, Buffalo.
Points hard to come by in this game, guys. Josh Allen, 7 yards to Duke Williams. Bills are going to take a lead 14-7 here. Josh Allen, 22 of 29, 218 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I love when James Lofton talks about my 522 output against the Redskins a few years back. Thanks, James.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday, Boomer.
Me too.
Second down and 11. Duke Williams had a big preseason for the Bills. They brought him off the practice squad this week. He catches a touchdown. Minshew screen O'Shaughnessy. And he slides down. Penalty flag is down as well.
We might have had the lineman downfield again.
He's talking to Cam Robinson.
O'Shaughnessy went down like he was injured because there was room in front of him to run.
And he is still down, O'Shaughnessy. Is this another penalty on Jacksonville? Wow.
Same penalty. The timing is off a little bit on these screens.
Ineligible downfield, offense number 74. 5-yard penalty, second down.
We used to have what we called 1 count and 2 count screens, and this one takes a little more time to develop, and you're going to watch Cam Robinson right there at left tackle. He's going to be the guy who gets called for being downfield. Take it right along the line of scrimmage there. So he's just moving, and that's pretty tight. That's about 2 yards. Sometimes you might get a grace period right there, but because they had done it for the play before, the official was thinking about it.
And O'Shaughnessy is still down on the ground after that tackle by Eric Reed. Jaguars drafted a tight end in the 3rd round, Josh Oliver. He has missed every game this year because of a hamstring injury. He's getting closer to returning. But O'Shaughnessy needs help coming off the field, not putting any weight on his left leg. So the Jaguars now down to 2 tight ends with O'Shaughnessy out for the moment. Jeff Swaim and Seth DeValve, who's been primarily used as a fullback this season. After the 9th penalty on the Jaguars, it's 2nd and 17. Minshew hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And they do not blow the whistle. That's what they've been doing this year. They've not blown the whistle more out of precaution. That certainly looked to be an incomplete pass. Javian Elliott applied the pressure. And now we'll take another look.
That was a forward pass.
Yeah.
And the ruling on the field is incomplete.
And there's a little bit of player safety involved here because guys pick up the ball, they're taking shots at each other. That play is over. The officials have to be on that enough, blow the whistle there, and say it's incomplete. Don't let the play go on and guys get injured because
exactly.
of it.
I mean, we could see from up here that was a forward pass. And I get erring on the side of caution, but there's some plays where you still have to blow the whistle, and that was an example of one. 3rd and 17. Here comes the crowd in Carolina.
You know, with the defense playing so well for Carolina, you think that this might be a defensive offensive play. Get the ball to Leonard Fournette early.
Minshew on the run, he'll keep it himself, slides at midfield, and he's about 6 yards shy of a first down. And let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Hey there, guys. James O'Shaughnessy, who's been a favorite target of Gardner Minshew today, I'm being told is being evaluated for a knee injury. He's questionable at this time.
All right, AJ, thank you. 57 yards receiving for O'Shaughnessy today. And Doug Marrone is going to send out his punter, Logan Cook, who's had a big day, averaging 50 yards per punt, trying to pin Carolina deep in its own end. Bounces, and right there to down it is Breon Borders at the 5-yard line. Another beauty from Logan Cook. He's emerging as one of the better punters in the NFL.
And it's the whole punt coverage unit, because they have not had a touchback the entire season. And so when guys make plays like that, 5-yard line, 1-yard line, 2-yard line, that's the entire punting unit.
43-yard punt for Cook, absolutely perfect. And now the Panthers backed up in their own end. Moving closer to the fourth quarter, and this year Carolina plus 22 in the fourth quarter in terms of points. That's the best mark in the NFL. There's O'Shaughnessy slowly heading off towards the Jacksonville locker room. McCaffrey stacked up at the line, maybe gets a yard out of it. Calais Campbell, the first to greet him.
You know, if you're watching the Jacksonville Jaguars, one of the things they must do on this drive, Andrew, is stay out of their own way. The penalty bug has really hurt them the entire game. Various drives, they gave up the one big long run to Christian McCaffrey, but the penalties have been what has really aided Carolina a lot of times in their drives.
And A.J. Ross just told us from the sideline that O'Shaughnessy has been ruled out for the rest of the game. So the Jaguars down to 2 tight ends the rest of the way. Speaking of tight ends, Greg Olsen still without a catch today for Carolina. Allen throws and completes it. It's DJ Moore bringing it in front of Trey Herndon. And another NFL Today update with JB and Boomer.
A Houston muff punt. Ryan capitalized.
Things are getting tight down in Houston right now, man. Ryan's going to take it in from 1 yard out. 2-point conversion to tight end Austin Hooper was good. 33-25 Atlanta trails.
Back to Andrew Catalan.
All right, guys, Atlanta really struggling against the AFC over the last couple of years. They've lost 11 of their last 12. That was good enough for a first down for DJ Moore. A 9-yard pickup gives Carolina some breathing room here late in the third quarter. McCaffrey. Oh, what a move. Christian McCaffrey again with a Carolina first down. Miles Jack finally catches up to him after an 18-yard gain.
You know, I've seen it in baseball when a batter just whiffs. How about a tackler just whiffing, not even getting a hand on Christian McCaffrey? I don't know what his vision is. I know 2020 is really good, but it must be a lot better than 2020 because he sees things before they even happen.
Came into the day leading the NFL in rushing yards, and he's added 140 to his total with still 1 quarter to play. Allen, and that's Samuel who makes the catch. Herndon, the tackle. As we wind down the third quarter. Doug Marrone, we asked him about Trey Herndon last night, again starting for Jalen Ramsey, and he really defended Herndon. He said the way he practices and prepares, I love it. You can't compare him to Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey's a guy, as Marrone said, who comes along once every 10 years. But I believe in Herndon 100%. 2nd and 4. McCaffrey again has some room at midfield. And McCaffrey tackled by Harrison. And he takes us into the fourth quarter. 16 more yards for McCaffrey. 28-24 Carolina. Start of the fourth quarter in Carolina. Panthers lead at 28-24. Alongside the Hall of Famer James Lofton, A.J. Ross on the sideline, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. It's been the Christian McCaffrey show. He's got 3 touchdowns in the game and has rushed for 156 yards. On this drive, he has 3 carries for 36 yards. And why not go right back to him? McCaffrey across the 40, still moving his legs and adding to his total. And here in the broadcast booth, I thought I was with the greatest Stanford player of all time, but I kind of like what I see out here from McCaffrey.
I think a couple of votes would go for that young man. He was so dynamic in college, but everybody thought maybe too small. But in between the tackles, we see the evidence.
Allen on the move, fires, broken up. That was DJ Hayden getting a hand on it. Injury update, here's A.J. Ross.
Hey guys, Ronnie Harrison, Jags safety, he's questionable right now with a neck injury.
All right, AJ, thank you. It's Andrew Wingard, the rookie undrafted safety out of Wyoming, who has taken Harrison's spot on the field right now for Jacksonville. Big play here, 3rd down and 3. McCaffrey has the first down and more. McCaffrey to the 26-yard line. Jared Wilson on the tackle. 10 more yards for McCaffrey. He's moving closer to a new career high in rushing.
If you're ever around offensive line coaches, one of the things you'll hear them say, keep your feet moving, keep your feet moving. Because as long as your feet are moving and you're engaged with the defender, he has a hard time getting an arm off to tackle the ball carrier. And Christian McCaffrey, like I said, the vision is so great, and the hands and cradling the football and finishing the runs, big time.
12 rushing yards away from a new career high for McCaffrey. And they keep riding him. Why wouldn't they? A couple more for McCaffrey. And James, we mentioned this right off the top of the game, but some question marks about this Carolina offensive line coming in with Trey Turner missing his 2nd straight game, and also Greg Little, who started at left tackle last week out with a concussion. They've done a very nice job today as Carolina has picked up over 200 yards on the ground.
And Ron Rivera gave us a little tip about what they like to do with the offensive line. We'll continue that after the play.
McCaffrey out of the backfield. Oh, he puts a beautiful move on Najee Good. McCaffrey is playing with Jacksonville right now.
It's trying to grab a big puff of smoke. That's what it's like trying to tackle Christian McCaffrey. He's just so quick on his feet. But Ron Rivera said when they bring in offensive linemen, unless this guy is an all-pro left tackle, they move him from right guard to right tackle to left guard to center. They move them so that they learn that position versatility and they can move him around on game days.
Breaking news, Christian McCaffrey's not out there for a play. He's actually getting a chance to catch his breath. Allen slant too high. He was trying to squeeze it into Curtis Samuel. We actually asked McCaffrey Friday, like, how does it work when you need a play off? And he laughed. He goes, I don't know. I usually don't need a play off. And on cue, he's running right back out onto the field. He's only missed 5 snaps all year coming into the day. Second down and 10.
You're playing linebacker, you got your eyes right there on Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, it's a beautiful play design here to Samuel, who's out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Everyone was following McCaffrey. Samuel went the other way.
Nice handoff, because that mesh point is so important. You let the runner take the ball when he has speed like that coming at the quarterback as opposed to the quarterback trying to place it on him.
Not enough for a first down. About a half a yard shy of a first down for Carolina.
You've got some extra beef in the huddle here.
Arma the fullback, McCaffrey the running back. Handoff, McCaffrey Looks like he wants to throw it. He does, and he throws it into the ground. I don't know about that on 3rd and 1.
But you're at also 2 down territory because you're less than a yard. So you made the decision possibly to be going for it on 4th down, and Christian is smart enough where he didn't throw the ball up for grabs.
They are keeping the offense on the field. McCaffrey does have a pass touchdown in his career. And the fans here like it. I don't know if this is a riverboat situation for Ron Rivera, but he is going for it on 4th and 1. McCaffrey does not get there. The Jaguars with a huge stop. Avery Jones, one of the first to greet McCaffrey. So throwing it with McCaffrey on 3rd down, he gets stuffed on 4th. Christian McCaffrey stuffed on 4th down. Carolina this year on 4th down, now 0 for 4 on the season. And you have to wonder about that 3rd down pass by McCaffrey. And it's in essence a wasted play, and then they get stopped on 4th down. Jacksonville gets the football back deep in their own end. It's Fournette with room to run. Leonard Fournette across the 20 and down the sideline. Fournette cuts it back at midfield and tackled from behind by Eric Reed. So much for being backed up in their own end. A 48-yard gain.
But like the stats tell us, like Ron Rivera told us, they like to run left when it's a critical situation. Coming off your goal line, you're going left. And Luke Kuechly was there to make the play, but Leonard Fournette just a little bit too much foot speed because Kuechly's right there. He sees it. He can't get off the block. Fournette off to the races and past midfield.
Longest play of the day for Jacksonville. It covers 48 yards. Right back to Fournette. And Fournette to the 41-yard line. Luke Kuechly on the tackle earlier today. Kuechly going over 1,000 tackles for his career, fastest in NFL history. We asked him about it on Friday. He said he did not even know that he was close to such a big milestone. He said all he keeps track of are victories. Back-to-back 100-yard rushing games for Leonard Fournette. He follows up 225 last Sunday, and he's got 101 today. Westbrook in motion. Fournette trying to squeeze through, and he's a yard shy of a 1st down.
If you're John DeFilippo, you probably hand the ball to Leonard Fournette again, let him pick up his 1st down, and then give him a rest. These are the 2 workhorses of the game. You see Leonard Fournette out there right now. Christian McCaffrey trying to catch his breath. Talked about 25 touches being the minimum. They're at 23 and 24 right now. These 3 TDs that kind of put you to the head of the classroom.
You got a feeling Fournette might be getting a touch right here. 3rd and 1. Fournette lowers his shoulder, and he's got the 1st down.
Leonard
Reed, another tackle.
Andrew, is a very good 2-yard runner. And by that I mean when you need a 1.5 yards, he's going to get you 2 regardless of how well or how poorly the play is blocked. Because right here, Eric Reed is right there. He puts his shoulder down, hangs onto the football, and moves Eric Reed backwards, who's already at the line of scrimmage to stop him.
Fournette having an equipment issue. He's over on the sideline, and Raquel Armstead has come into the game.
Shark down at the bottom.
Minshew was looking his way, now comes back the other way. Dumps it down to Armstead, who had a touchdown last week for Jacksonville, and he picks up 7 yards on the play.
I was talking to the running back coach, Terry Robisky, before the game. They said Armstead is so excited about getting the chance to finally play. In the first couple of games, he's standing next to Robisky the whole game, and Leonard Fournette never came out because they never had those long drives. Well, last week at altitude, he finally got to play, and he's now getting a sense that, yeah, 5, 6, 7 touches a game for him would be really good for the backup running back.
Rookie 5th-round pick out of Temple gets a carry here and doesn't go very far as Vernon Butler, who's expected to take on a larger role with KK Short going on IR earlier this week, making the tackle.
How about what Gerald McCoy said about Vernon Butler? Because Gerald McCoy, 6'4", 300 pounds. He said Vernon Butler is a big dude. He's 6'4", 330, so when the 300-pound guy says somebody's a big dude, he must be a big dude out there.
McCoy on the sideline right now for 3rd down and a short 4. Is this 4-down territory?
You've got a great field goal kicker. Passing up the points would be tough.
See how they play it if they don't convert. Minshew with his legs will pick up the first and more. Minshew slides down at the 20. 1st down, Jaguars with 7.5 to play.
There's no question, Andrew, that Gardner Minshew's a good quarterback. We even realize he's a good athlete. We watch him move. We do all those things. I'm pretty sure at one point he's a pretty good baseball player because he's got to slide down.
.27 yards rushing for Minshew today. Jaguars on this drive 2 for 2 on 3rd down and 4 out of 10 overall today.
Fournette back at running back.
They call his number. Oh, and Fournette stood up by Trey Boston. Eric Reed in there as well.
Now, that's at the line of scrimmage, Andrew. Both safeties are down in the run game, ready to stop Leonard Fournette. So that's a commitment that you've made defensively. You said, okay, this is not a pass set. Corners, you guys got guys one-on-one. Those safeties are supposed to be 10 yards back. They're at the line of scrimmage right now.
And keep in mind, O'Shaughnessy, the tight end, out for the game with an injury. This is an area of the field where he has succeeded this season. They don't have him right now as an option. Minshew throws to Chark, broken up. James Bradbury gets a hand on it. And it's 3rd down.
You were exactly right in talking about personnel because you tried to get that ball down the field to your other tight ends. They couldn't get open. Minshew has to come all the way back in his vision, all the way back to Chark, who had gone in motion and was coming back across. And say, you know, he just knows he missed one, but he's also looking around to see was anybody else open on that play. You're in field goal range. You don't want to take a sack here, but you want to be careful with the ball because they've got coverage on the back end.
3rd and 10. Minshew spinning. We saw this last week. Can he pull off some magic again? And the shovel pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to Fournette. 4th and 10. And with that distance, Doug Marrone will send out Josh Lambo as kicker.
In the pocket, scan. He was looking left at first. Quick peek to the right. Gets away from Burns. And then this little move on the sideline. Clever.
But unsuccessful. And now it's Lambo to attempt a 38-yard field goal.
Watch for that middle push. You just saw the official make sure nobody's getting along that center right there.
Low snap, kick on the way, and it is good. 5:52 to go, 4th quarter. We've got a 1-point game on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sonic. This is how you Sonic. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Verizon, the network more people rely on.
Both these teams celebrating their 25th season in the NFL. They entered the league together back in 1995 and putting on an entertaining affair this afternoon. 5:52 to go, and the Panthers have a 1-point lead. Lambo, who's made both of his field goal attempts today, kicks it off. This one bounces at the 2 out of bounds. It's a touchback, and Carolina will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Panthers have had some big plays today, but there's been some mistakes as well, James.
Yeah, and they've left some points on the field, a couple of makeable field goals. That would have been a long attempt. This one pushed wide to the right. And here, good backup linebacker, number 52, beats the fullback, shoots straight through the gap. And on 4th down, now the Panthers are 0 for 4 for the season.
It's still strange that Greg Olsen does not have a catch today. I wonder if they get it his way on this drive. Big drive here. Started on the ground. McCaffrey, Miles, Jack makes a big tackle, a 2-yard gain. Marcel Darius in on the tackle as well.
One of the things that you will hear offensive coordinators tell the other group of coaches, think players, not plays. Christian McCaffrey's coming off the field. Now that player that you want to get the ball so badly to, you're going, okay, now who's the next guy? Like you said, Greg Olsen the guy, Chris Samuel, DJ Moore, one of those guys. How can I get the ball in their hands on a particular play? Greg Olsen's right down there. You saw the distress in Christian McCaffrey as he was off the field.
Yeah, McCaffrey out, Reggie Bonifant in and running back, and the pass is caught by DJ Moore. He's a yard shy of a 1st down. Tight coverage by A.J. Boye. And McCaffrey is still on the Carolina sideline.
I don't know if he's cramping up a little bit. We saw him on the sideline with some rollers trying to roll the cramps out. Such a well-conditioned athlete, but when you push and push yourself like this, it's hard to go as hard as he has been going all day long. That long run of 84 yards can take a little bit out of you, even though you're not taking a pounding on that run.
So now it's 3rd and 1 with 4.5 minutes to go. Allen fires, caught, 1st down, DJ Moore. He found a weak spot in the Jacksonville defense, and he moves the chains for Carolina.
Right there in the middle of the zone coverage. You get good pass protection. You get your guys to just uncover. You get a couple guys chasing the running back out of the backfield. They're chasing that running back as if it's Christian McCaffrey. They only need one guy to chase Bonifant, 2 guys to chase McCaffrey. That time, they had 2 guys on the wrong guy.
Bonifant remains the running back on 1st and 10. He gets the call. Up the middle, Bonifant! Reggie Bonifant off to the races! Are you kidding me? Reggie, Mr. October for Carolina! He had 2 carries the first 4 games. In there with McCaffrey hobbling, and Reggie Bonifant has his first NFL touchdown.
Overcommitting at the line, but once again, we talked about the offensive line. Keep your feet moving, keep churning, stay on your guys. Let the running back find the holes, and sometimes the fresh legs win, Andrew. Fresh legs right here.
First-year player out of Louisville, spent last year on the Carolina practice squad. And now Joey Sly to make it an 8-point game. And the kick is no good! So Joey Sly, who couldn't miss coming into the day, has now missed 2 field goals and an extra point, and it remains a 7-point game.
Andrew, you leave the door open just a little bit before. Jacksonville sitting up there thinking we got to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Now they're thinking a touchdown and 1 point and we can tie this ball game up. Looks like it's going right over the top of it, but it's just leaking right a little bit. We saw the block earlier by Calais Campbell. Maybe just that penetration is forcing him to kick that ball a little bit off to the right, because both his misses have been to the right.
He was the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, 3 for 3 in field goals last week. He missed his first kick of the season, a field goal, but since then had not missed a kick until today, where he has missed 3. Jacksonville, all 3 timeouts remaining. And Sly with a touchback. Coming up, State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, Coach Cower have all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the State Farm postgame show. Let's go down to A.J. Ross.
Hey there, Andrew. You mentioned how Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey rarely misses a snap. Well, he came off for a few of the last drive, but I'm being told it was just some cramping. He got some fluids, and he's absolutely fine.
All right, AJ, and of course with him out, it's Bonifon that runs for the 59-yard touchdown. But now the attention shifts to Gardner Minshew. Last week led Jacksonville down the field, the game-winning field goal. Can he do it today with a touchdown? Minshew rolling right, going to keep it himself, and he runs out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Minshew has thrown for 293 yards today. That is a new career high. He's also rushed for 32 yards.
What he's going to have to do in this drive, Andrew, is he's going to have to navigate really solid zone coverage along with a pass rush that came into the league tied with New England for the most sacks in the league. So they've got the pass rushers, Mario Addison on one side, they've got Burns on the other side, so they've got guys coming off the corner, and they're getting a good push inside also.
Minshew to Chark. Chark, nobody was covering him at the line, and he takes that space to run for a Jacksonville first down.
Andrew, that play is really the high school, college play of the RPO. Sure, there was no run-pass look to start, but the route combination where one guy just stays at the line of scrimmage and you get 2 guys who run deep and push the zone coverage deep. You look deep, and then you come back to the line of scrimmage.
Minshew now over 300 yards passing. DJ Chark has caught 140 yards today in receiving.
Safety's down here.
Minshew in trouble, sneaks away. He's off to the races again, and he dives across the 50-yard line. Another Jacksonville first down. Gain of 11.
So now within this drive, because you've been able to sustain it for a few plays, the defensive lineman, that pass rush isn't coming as fast as it did on first and second down. You're going to have a little more time to get the ball down the field, and you see the deep shell that they have across the back end.
From midfield, Minshew, another flick, this time to Fournette. It's complete, and he's out of bounds at the 42-yard line. He attempted that earlier in this half. This time, Fournette is able to make the catch and pick up 7.
And this is where we're seeing the 2019 version of Leonard Fournette as opposed to the 2018 version that had a hamstring injury, got a little bit heavy. There's a lot of energy left in Leonard Fournette at this stage of the game where he is that 3-down back. He's somebody that you can go to out of the backfield, and he's also an excellent blocker back there.
Energy is a great word. Looks like Fournette is having a lot of fun again this year, something you did not see last year. Another catch by Fournette, and right at the sticks. He is shoved out of bounds by Shaq Thompson, but he's got enough for a first down. Mentioned Fournette in the offseason, went to Wyoming to train for 3 months, and he said he had to get his body right, but also get his mind right.
Yeah.
And it appears, James, he has come back in a great frame of mind this season.
And I think a lot of that has to do with his new position coach, Terry Robisky, who needles him, telling him he was the first LSU running back way back in the 70s to ever have 200 yards rushing.
Fournette goes out on this play. Raquel Armstead at running back. 2:37 to go. Minshew, and he throws this one away. It was Dontari Poe who was getting very close to that mustache, and Minshew decided it would be wise to chuck it out of bounds.
The officials are coming in and they're huddling to determine whether or not it's going to be grounding.
There is no penalty flag down.
Carolina brought pressure on that last play. Minshew moved away from the pressure. There's Ron Rivera saying there was no receiver in that area for him to throw the ball to.
Fournette still on the sideline. Minshew, pressure coming. He ducks out of the way. Burns knocks the football free. Haynes recovers. And Marquise Haynes gets up. Marquise Haynes is tackled with a flag down by Armstead. Minshew lost control. And it's the third turnover today by Jacksonville.
Minshew trying to make something happen. We documented how much problems Kyle Allen had holding on to the football today. Minshew's had the issues.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Carolina number 61 came off the bench. 15-yard penalty. The Panthers will keep the ball, first down.
Brian Burns, the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month, who returned a fumble for a touchdown back in the first half, forces the fumble, and Marquise Haynes recovers. Penalty was after the play, so it is the third turnover today by the Jaguars. Not all is lost, however. Jacksonville has all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning.
Very similar situation toward the end of the first half, but you've got to make some stops here right away. Christian McCaffrey on the sideline, those cramps. Once your body really starts cramping up, it's hard to get enough fluids just by drinking back in your system.
And McCaffrey still not able to go back out onto the field. So Reggie Bonifant is the running back with Kyle Allen in the shotgun.
Protect the football.
Josh Allen may have jumped, no flag. Here's Bonifant again. All the way up to the Jacksonville 39-yard line. Trey Herndon the tackle. Bonifant goes for 17 yards, and McCaffrey is all smiles on the Carolina sideline.
Blocking superb at the line of scrimmage. Once again, just that subtle movement. Offensive line in one direction, hesitation by the back, coming back in the other direction. It's been the key for Carolina all day long today. Over 250 yards rushing for this ball club.
Jacksonville calls timeout. They have 2 remaining, plus the 2-minute warning. McCaffrey does have the helmet back on.
Well, he's looking at Bonifant right now. Bonifant might get tired with the long runs he's having.
Bonifant only had 2 carries in the first 4 games, so I think he's been waiting for this opportunity, and he's certainly making the most of it. He played a little bit of everything back at Louisville: quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. It's Reggie again, and this time Jacksonville waiting for it with Calais Campbell. And Doug Marrone does not call timeout. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. Jacksonville down by 7 with 2 minutes to go.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem. And by Microsoft Surface.
Back in Charlotte, 2 minutes to go alongside the Hall of Famer James Lofton, A.J. Ross down on the sideline. I'm Andrew Catalon. Good one here today. Carolina trying to put it away after the 3rd turnover by Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville offense. 2nd and 12. Jaguars have 2 timeouts remaining. Ian Thomas goes in motion. Handoff, Bonifant tripped up. And Doug Marrone calls his 2nd timeout. Once again, Calais Campbell on the tackle. And Christian McCaffrey continues to be on the Carolina sideline here in crunch time.
How aggressive will Norv Turner be on this 3rd down to try and get yourself in a more manageable field goal position? You've had a field goal block, you've missed a field goal, you've missed an extra point. So that kicking game, a little bit of the Achilles heel tonight, but they need that 3-point margin that they'd get from a successful field goal here.
There's Norv Turner, his 34th season in the NFL. 3rd and 12. We'll see what Turner dials up here for Kyle Allen in the offense. looking to throw. Taking a deep shot down the field for Samuel. Herndon makes the adjustment and the pick, and he's knocked down. Trey Herndon gets up at the 20. Herndon, can he get to the outside? Gets away from DJ Moore. Herndon tackled by the quarterback, Kyle Allen. Trey Herndon, his first NFL interception, and the Jaguars get the ball back with 1:40 to play.
Now, Andrew, you had talked about them letting plays go. The bodies are touching each other right here. And to me, there's no way that, well, maybe he did miss him on the ground. He got that ball late, and it takes up a lot of time off the clock that they could have used to run plays because he didn't gain a lot of yards. But right there, he doesn't have possession until they are separated. So nice call by the officials. I'm thinking that he went down from contact with the wide receiver. See, no catch, no catch, no catch. Now it's a catch. That ball almost looked like it might have skipped off the ground.
They're going to look at this. All turnovers subject to review. If it stands, it would be the first interception of Kyle Allen's career. And the first pick for Trey Herndon, but certainly worthy of another look. And Gene Steratore, our rules analyst in New York. What do you see here, Gene?
I'm going to go incomplete on this play, guys, because I believe that the ground did help this defensive player make that interception. He doesn't have possession when that ball contacts the ground, in my opinion, and I think they go incomplete on this one.
And so in addition to that, Gene, you've got to put all the time back on the clock. Now we'll go back and we'll have a fourth down play where Carolina will either have to punt the ball, and really Jacksonville may end up with better field position than they had before.
That's exactly right, James. And a lot of what we do over in replay, even when we have a one-shot type of look, when we know that's the answer, we do have to get all the other administrative things done. And I think that's what they're doing right now by taking notes next to the Surface tablet there.
So Alex Kemp, our referee, communicating with Al Riveron back in New York.
Is Gene in New York too? Are they at the same place?
They are not.
Are they like watching the game
After
on big
review,
screens?
The pass was incomplete. It'll be fourth down, Carolina on the 39-yard line. Please reset the game clock at 1:53.
So 13 seconds are put back on the clock.
So they have a little more time, but this ball should fall dead somewhere around the 10-yard line. Now, D.D. Westbrook, the thing that he wants to do here, he wants to help on the gunner to the direction that he's going to punt it so that that ball can tumble into the end zone. So he won't call fair catch or anything like that.
4th and 12. Pilardi trying to pin Jacksonville deep. Bounces out of bounds at the 4-yard line. A beauty from Pilardi. Coming up, State Farm postgame show. Our guys back in New York have all the scores and highlights coming up on the State Farm postgame show. So here we are, Gardner Minshew, 1:45 on the clock, down by 7. He's got one timeout to work with. This bears repeating, but Doug Marrone told us yesterday that he has never run as much 2-minute offense in practice as he has this year. So this is something the Jaguars have practiced a lot going back to OTAs, training camp, and into the season, but they have to go 95 yards to get in the end zone. Minshew fires, broken up. Was trying to fit it into Chris Conley, and Trey Boston got a hand on it.
That's a great job driving on the ball because you're laying back. You start about 15 yards deep. You take a couple steps back, and you watch the quarterback's eyes. Trey Boston, great job breaking on the ball. The one bonus advantage that Jacksonville has is this is like the 3rd time that they've seen the 2-minute defense. They saw it at the end of the first half and also on the previous drive, so they may know where some of the holes are.
Minshew steps up, throws, intercepted, then dropped. Bradbury could not hold on. That would have ended the game.
Connolly's on the outside. He had gone deep. Westbrook is coming on the corner route underneath. Westbrook turns into the defender, knocks the ball out of Bradbury's arm. So gives Jacksonville another chance, but solid coverage on the first 2 attempts by the Carolina Panthers.
D.D. Westbrook loves to play physical, and that time that helped break up that potential interception by Bradbury. 3rd and 10.
Look at the depth of Kuechly right there in the middle of the field.
Minshew in his own end zone, just throws it. Conley with the catch at the 22, spins away across the 30. Jacksonville first down, clock continues to tick. They only have the 1 timeout.
2 defenders grabbing at the ball, Andrew. They almost forgot to make the tackle.
Gain of 27 for Chris Conley. Minshew throws, Shark makes the catch, cannot get out of bounds. Does have a Jacksonville first down.
Marone used his timeout.
So his last timeout, stopping the clock with 1:01 to go. Was that a good time to use that timeout?
I think it's a good time to use it because you're going to eat up a lot of clock just getting guys set up. If you were watching the receivers from the sideline, they had gone from 4-4 to 4-6 the next play. They were running about 5 flat that last play. So they were a little bit gassed. And now you're in a position, if you get a completion, get up and just spike the ball. Because you're more concerned with shots at the end zone. So you need to get inside the 30-yard line to get some legitimate shots at the end zone.
We've done the Jaguars a number of times already this season. Everything we've heard about Minshew, from his coach to his teammates, he is very cool, he is very calm. Doug Marone has called him a different cat. Doesn't seem like a lot phases or rattles this quarterback. And that pass is incomplete. Intended for Leonard Fournette. Probably a good thing this wasn't caught.
Oh, it's definitely a good thing. And the pressure is starting to get to him. Bruce Irvin on one side, number 58 coming from the other side. So you're getting to squeeze that pocket.
Minshew has thrown for 350 yards today, a new career high.
Tight formation here, so expect up and maybe out.
Minshew pump fakes, now fires. Shark comes back to make the catch. And he gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
That little out of bounds there is so critical because you really have to be going up the field, not backwards. So when he plants and he starts to go lean up the field just a little bit, even though he's knocked backwards, they call him out of bounds. If you run out of bounds going backwards, they'll continue running the clock on you, Andrew.
New career high today for DJ Chark, 163 yards receiving. Don't forget, still a long way to go, but in this situation, week 2 at Houston, Doug Marone went for the 2-point conversion and the win. Did not get it. We'll see if they score what he does here. Minshew over the middle, and that one is caught by Westbrook. Luke Kuechly is right there, and here we go at the clock. 40 seconds to go in this game. Minshew, deep shot looking for Chark. A lot of contact down there with Cockrell, and there's no penalty flag. Incomplete. 25 seconds to go.
Cockrell did all he could. He could feel that Chark was trying to go deep on him, and he cut him off. Now, you're not supposed to be able to cut him off, but because he doesn't impede him that much, because Chark really runs into Cockrell. Cockrell does a nice job. Like I said, those legs, Andrew, right now feel like you're running the last 50 meters of the 400 meters at the World Championship. They're just jello.
Third and 4. Minshew fires. That one is caught. And Marquise Lee trying to get out of bounds. Does he? He does. And he's got a Jacksonville first down. First catch today for Marquise Lee, and it's a clutch one for the Jaguars.
You've got 19 seconds, Andrew. You've got a chance to now rattle off 3 plays, but they all have to be either out of bounds or into the end zone.
If you're just joining us, Jacksonville with the ball down by 7. They do not have any timeouts remaining. Rookie quarterback Gardner Minshew has thrown for 374 yards along with 2 touchdowns.
You've got a chance right here. Westbrook, occupy this guy, and you have one-on-one to Chark on the outside.
Minshew with time. Now just throwing one towards the end zone, and it is juggled and then out of bounds. Chris Conley was the one down there, and that play took up some time. Now only 10 seconds remain.
That was your 9-second window right there. Cockrell does a nice job in turning to play the ball. He does have a hand on the defender, but he's also looking at the ball, trying to swat it away with the other hand.
Doug Marrone is trying to plead his case that they should look at that for potential pass interference in replay. He cannot challenge. We're inside 2 minutes. And Marrone is begging for the officials to stop and look at that play. Looks like he's going to lose his argument.
You've got fresh legs and Keelan Cole at the bottom of the screen.
Wait a minute. Now Carolina has called timeout, which will give the replay booth an opportunity to take a look at that last play. Here's our look at it.
So see, I see Cockrell looking back. I see the receiver looking back. Yes, their arms are tangled a little bit, but not enough to say that that's offensive or defensive pass interference, because nobody's really trying to gain any advantage. Cockrell does a nice job playing it with that one offhand.
It's a bit of that gray area with this new way where you can,
with the fact that you can challenge it. Yeah,
exactly. But it's supposed to be officiated as if it was a Hail Mary on the field, and
but
when you see a Hail Mary, that kind of happens.
And another incredible catch, being able to come down with the ball. I almost think that Ron Rivera looked at Cockrell, who's a little bit winded, and they had just put in Keelan Cole on that play, number 84, who has fresh legs, and said, here's a guy who's going to run right by my corner if I don't get him a breath of oxygen.
Don't think the Jaguars can use the middle of the field here with no timeouts. 10 seconds remain. Minshew looking end zone again. He's got 4 receivers down there, and it's picked off. Eric Reed. Last week in Houston, he knocked down a Hail Mary. Wait a minute. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Do not go anywhere just yet.
That's the Hail Mary middle jump.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 97.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We're not done.
What you saw, normally you get the Hail Mary with 3 guys on one side. This is all 4 converging, and you're trying to get lucky. You're just trying to get 4 guys there, and maybe one of your guys can make the play.
So 2 seconds to go. The ball is at the 29-yard line.
And remember, I said 30-yard line. That's where you get shots into the end zone, and you have a chance.
Will
3
there
up top, 2 on the bottom.
Will there be some Minshew magic here in Charlotte?
Got a free
Another
play
flag
here.
is down. This is a free play. Minshew to the end zone, and it's incomplete. But even though there's zeros on the clock, we do have a penalty marker down.
Offside. Defense number 53. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. There will be an untimed down.
Brian Burns commits the penalty, and the Jaguars will get another shot at it.
Leonard Fournette was the primary receiver on that last play. You had the 2 receivers inside, kind of clearing out the area, and then Fournette trying to come up underneath them. Because, see, the goal line wasn't covered. You had guys deep, 5 yards deep, and Fournette tried to circle in short of the end zone.
Jaguars have 2 tall receivers. Chark is 6'4", Conley is 6'3", both of them at the bottom of your screen.
Minshew should look right to keep Kuechly over there.
Minshew scrambling. Minshew chased by Addison, now throws. Can he get it to the end zone? He cannot! Broken up by Luke Kuechly, and Carolina hangs on. Two teams that entered the NFL in the same year, 25 years ago, and they put on a show today. Entertaining game. And in the end, the Panthers win their 3rd straight 34-27 is the final as we take another look.
So competitive at the end of this game. 3 different shots at the end zone to kind of culminate the game. Scrambling around, being chased by guys who are just dog tired at that point. And then why not Luke Kuechly to bat it down?
Once again, Kuechly, right place, right time. Big day for McCaffrey, and the Panthers go to 3-2. Jacksonville drops to 2-3. 34-27 the final. Coming up next, State Farm postgame show. For James Lofton, AJ Ross, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long from Charlotte. We'll take you back to New York for all of the scores and highlights right after this.